The fiction feet.
Jesus.
I have.
Look, all I know is I'm packing. I'm tired. I'm very tired. It has been a stressful week. You shut. Okay, so what happened was I get called back to the bedroom where my wife says, "Will you please take a tiny break and go hang out with Scarce and Angus? They're singing Suddenly Seymour, and I think they're both drunk."
Hey, no, I said I was.
Hey, I'm not.
Spears
No,
hasn't touched Suddenly Seymour. Well,
alcohol.
no, actually, he did sing it. Tell a lie.
I did sing it, but I only sang it because he was like fucking up the lyrics and like I just reflexively went back into theater kid. Like my gauging kicked
So
in.
you only have me for a few minutes, and then I have to go. I have to drive 20 miles out to the new place to drop off stuff.
Oh, you got a new place! Yay!
Yeah, we had one. We had one set up. We just didn't have any money for it.
But you
That's
managed
the thing.
because your GoFundMe made it.
Yeah, thankfully to everybody that contributed. Yes.
See,
I
the
am.
internet loves you, Jason.
I love them too. I just wish I lived in a state where this kind of fucking thing wasn't necessary.
Well, that state is Scotland.
You could live in my state, but we have
Is that
snow
what?
tomorrow.
I don't give a fuck about snow. I don't care if in your state it rained leeches for 5 weeks out of the year.
Bleaches.
Look, okay, so Scotland has a rule. If a landlord wants you out the house, they have to give you 2 months' notice.
Yeah, we don't have that rule here.
I know.
In California, so here's how it works in California. We've been in this place for 9 years, and if they just said, "Hey, we need to evict you for whatever reason," Jesus Christ. If we need to, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but Angus attempted to put half a cow into his mouth, unless that's a lamb burger.
It's lamb.
It's lamb. Okay. So 5 baby sheep just disappeared down his gullet.
He Thanos snapped that
burger. But in California, you get, if you've been in the place for more than 2 years, you get 60 days. Unless the landlord is moving someone in. Moving a relative in. That's called an owner move in. And then you only get 30 days with no heads up. So, wow. Oh yeah. And when you have nothing saved and this comes directly out of the blue in this fucking market.
Yeah. Fuck that landlord.
What really pisses me off is that we're both fully employed people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've now been pushed to the very edge of the Bay Area. We're like literally 10 more miles and we're no longer Bay Area residents. We're now living in the Central Valley, which would be great if we worked in the Central Valley and not in the Bay Area.
Hey, so, I understand because I technically work in a city and in a different city. I live outside of my city, of the biggest city.
Yeah.
I live in well, technically it's its own city.
Yeah, you live in Flint and you work in Detroit. We know.
Right. I don't even work in Detroit. I work in Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's the other side.
But I mean, while I was looking for places, because I was looking for places for a really long time, out of curiosity, I would go through using the same rental, websites at other places around the country, like where my friends lived, where you lived, outside of Chicago, other parts of the country. And I was sick to my stomach to just how much less it costs to rent a place.
Oh, you would totally
a comparable place.
If you lived here, you would probably live in what we would consider the rich place, which is Pewaukee. That is where
I don't think I can live in your state without laughing all the time at what things are named.
Oh yeah, there's literally Pewaukee is where a lot
just a second, Angus. It's not a race.
Nobody's
It's not a race.
I had time to
What?
It's not a race. I feel like your different drives are competing, and one of them is going to be breathing soon. You need to stop to breathe some oxygen in order to burn the fuel that you're slamming down your throat. What is
Inhale,
that?
Angus.
You have
Inhale.
two of them. Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Why? But no, like if you lived
One's
if
just a
you're-
sausage supper.
based on what I assume your income is, and this is
Hey,
just
Mud Booker.
ballparking,
Mm.
you would live in Pewaukee.
Howdy.
Pewaukee is known as a place with 5 lakes, and it's where the super affluent white people go.
We're not super affluent, but I mean we're what used to be called middle class, with the class that doesn't exist in California anymore.
Yeah, so that's Pewaukee.
Please.
The apartments there are like $1,000, and you get like basically what my house is.
Oh my god. So out here in where we're leaving from, which is Pleasant Hill, the housing that's out here is called a ranch style house, 1 level, 3 to 4 bedrooms, maybe 2 bathrooms if they added one later on. They were all built after the war, super fast, right? As fast as they could possibly build them. So none of the houses are that great. They're pretty bland vanilla houses.
Mhm.
Made quickly, built on a slab. They're not raised up. There are no basements. They're built on a cement slab, and they're all falling apart.
Basements are rare, right?
Out in California?
Yeah, they have
very rare.
the foundation would just cave in on itself.
So if that wasn't the reason, they did it because it's fast. And also because there was room. What they did was instead of a basement, we got an attached garage. So that's what people use for storage. No one really parks their cars in a garage in California. But these houses are falling apart. There's so many things. All of the trees. Okay, they planted ash trees in 1950. An ash tree has an average lifespan of about 70 years. All of them are dead. Every single one of them is dead or dying.
I want to tell you this. Ash trees are colony trees.
Are what?
Colony trees.
What do you mean by colony trees?
So when you see, you'll never see one ash tree by itself.
Oh no, they do root off. They do it all the time.
Yeah,
they do it all the time.
You might also have the emerald ash borer
so
out there too, killing them.
One root base will
I
serve
haven't seen any of them.
Multiple ashes.
What I can tell you is the ash tree in our neighbor's house, which was this gigantic tree that had to have stood at least 100 feet tall, split in half and crashed halfway onto the street and halfway onto their property, and partially onto our front yard. Our tree started to fall apart, so they cut it way back. And this spring, now that it's really hit hard, every single ash tree down our street is dead. There's no new green. There's nothing on them. They're all dead.
Once the core dies, you will never find the ash tree in off that core.
But for these shitty houses that are bad structurally, that have bad connecting systems to the sewer system, everyone eventually has to dig up the front yard to replace the main pipe that drains to the sewer. These houses are now, the median asking price for these houses are $783,000.
I think my just went back inside my body.
Hey man, you made your target. It's all good.
Yeah, I know. But my wife and I are openly talking about abandoning the state. We're gonna take a year, and there's nowhere to get pushed to anymore. The next push is going to be leaving, and I've lived here my entire life.
Scotland.
If I could get citizenship in Scotland, that would be great.
You have good luck getting citizenship in Thailand. There's no
and nothing personal, but I would shoot for Norway. If I was going to leave, I'd go to Norway.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to move to a country where my last name literally means tough guy. Harding in Norway means tough guy.
Yeah, but come on, Scotland.
Yeah, but
come on, Scotland.
How are you going to be able to tell if somebody's trying to pick a fight?
Even
all right,
our
all right,
brew,
tough guy.
the one drink you could never have has halved its sugar amount.
What? Iron brew?
Yeah.
It halved its sugar?
Yeah, because of sugar tax. So it like, kind of halved its sugar. So it's now
sugar
within the region of diabetic people.
Imagine a Scot not wanting to pay anything extra.
I like it's like, no, it's because of the sugar tax. Not because we nearly killed ourselves on just gluttonous sugar.
Yeah.
I'll have
Speaking
to
of it,
Now, there's a massive controversy about that whole reducing sugar in iron brew.
Now, I've heard all the arguments from people. It's like, oh, if you move to this place, you won't make as much money. And it's not about how much you make, it's about your purchasing power, right?
cost of living, man.
California taxes, we have a sales tax, several of them, depending on what you're purchasing. We have a gas tax. We have our state income tax. On top of everything else, everything that we purchase here is much higher everywhere else in the country. So we're paying more for groceries, more for gas, more for commuting, more for our internet, more for our fucking electric and gas. It's bullshit. It's just horse shit.
Honestly,
And-
if you were to move to the Midwest, you'd probably make out better.
I looked at a house outside of Terre Haute, Indiana, right? Outside of Terre Haute, Indiana, a cottage style home that had 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms on an acre of land, and they only wanted $1,200 a month for it.
Yep.
Old meth house.
And it was actually in a nice neighborhood. That's the great thing about Google Maps is you can veer away and take a look at where it's at, and it was nice. It was nice.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, see, my place is. Who's talking here? My house is 3 bedrooms. It's an old shack. I mean,
I don't know what this is.
the living room is a 125-year-old log cabin.
It's
Uh-huh.
a battered something.
Yikes!
Yeah, it looks like it's been abused. Anyway, so
But I got 40 acres of land out in the woods on a dead end road,
mhm.
and the assessed value of the whole place is about 130,000.
Jesus, Muddy, where do you live again? What state?
It was northern Wisconsin.
Oh, there you go.
Well, if he builds a shed for you, Jason, you can live there.
Yeah, I
You
got
could
two.
build
I got two extra bedrooms upstairs. I could rent them out for half of what you're paying now.
Uh-huh.
My
I've
house.
told Zelda to join us, but I don't know if she will.
My house is 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I live next up to the lake,
Mhm.
and my house value at this point is 100 and almost 130.
Mhm. And how many jobs do you have to pay for that mortgage?
Well, I work too, but that's a side point. Support it off. I could technically support it off one job.
I
Okay,
don't get a
so-
mortgage because I cannot afford a mortgage just yet.
No, so here's the trap that a lot of people in California are finding themselves in and deciding to leave, and that is you want a house, you save money for the initial down payment, which is 10%, right?
Mhm.
So if you want to buy any kind of house anywhere in the greater Bay Area, you're looking at saving between $20,000 to $30,000 to put down on a down payment. As you are saving that money, the market goes up another 30%. So by the time you have the money to put down on a house, the housing prices have gone up yet again. And now you have to save even more money. And people are like, fuck it, I could buy 5 houses with the money that I have saved to purchase a house in another state. And that's why,
Move to Mississippi. It's real cheap there.
It's
yeah.
Mississippi. No,
Plus,
like,
you'll have the Zelda close by.
if you guys wanted like the same almost climate, I would say Tennessee is probably your best bet.
I no longer give a fuck about climate. I don't care anymore.
Oh, move
Everyone
up.
uses that too. Oh, well, you'll have to deal with snow. Fuck it. I'll deal with snow happily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, if climate bothered him that much, then Scotland wouldn't be attractive. But it is.
Your advocacy of Scotland, bro. It's gonna it costs
We
more.
have free prescriptions, bitch.
You have free everything. Okay,
And appa-
that's kind of my stance of it. I don't mind getting taxed if I'm getting something for what I'm being taxed for, right?
First of all, Angus, you get free everything because you're eating a side of a cow.
They need healthcare in Scotland. They're like, what have they learned to deep fry now?
Lauren sausage.
Chocolate pudding.
Hey, Jason, I've got a recipe I can give you for sugar-free. No, wait, no, that's wrong.
Hey, Jason, I have something that I could give you that will probably put you in a coma.
No, no. It is. It claims to be sugar-free. I think it's
Okay.
bullshit
Okay.
because nothing is sugar-free
Water.
except water.
Cream puffs are technically should be sugar.
Bullshit.
Technically should be sugar free. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nothing in America is sugar-free.
No, everything. If it's a processed food, it has sugar in it.
And however, I used sugar-free digestives.
Mm-hmm. Oh, those sound good.
Oh, yummy.
Mmm.
I crushed them fuckers up. I added butter.
Of course. How much? 5 pounds?
Yeah. So cardboard and
50
grease.
grams.
So many of your traditional Scottish foods or foods in general sound like they were done on a dare. They really do.
So 50 grams of this fucking crushed up digestives.
Yes.
Digestive biscuits.
Melted 50 grams of butter.
Okay.
Mix them with my digestives until they can start forming clumps.
Were you making a pie crust?
You dump them in the pie, and then in the pie tin, and then you make
Uh-huh.
sure they form a solid layer.
Right.
You're making a pie crust.
We don't have graham crackers over here. We have digestives.
Yeah. A digestive is what we have. We have graham crackers. They have digestives.
I know.
What they-
but, like he's making this pie crust sound like it's the most magical thing on the planet. It's a pie crust.
It's
I-
the bottom
By the way,
of
did
a
you know that
have
serving
you.
cheesecake.
serving anyone graham crackers without something to drink should be considered a capital crime?
I'll have you know, I added cinnamon.
Oh, we've had cinnamon graham crackers for I don't know several decades now.
Which
Who the
also
fuck cares? Their graham crackers are shit.
about something to drink.
I think Muddy and I both remember a time where cinnamon graham crackers were highly coveted at school.
What do you
Yes.
mean you two? I remember that too. Dude,
Chocolate.
that was like kind of
Chocolate milk. Did they give you chocolate milk or white? We still have
No.
Now, here's
chocolate.
the thing.
We had a choice between chocolate and white milk. Yeah.
Now, it's not the base that causes the issue with diabetics.
What is the
I think
It's
you'll
the-
agree with me. It's not the base that causes the issue.
Yes?
It's the filling.
What is the filling?
Well,
Sugar.
for my diabetic-friendly cheesecake,
I told you
There's no
cheesecake.
fucking thing in the world that has been more oxymoronic said on this show than diabetic friendly cheesecake.
it
You
is
need sugar
reduced.
in order to make the cheesecake.
It's reduced fat, cream cheese,
Hmm.
reduced fat buttermilk cream,
That's fine. So far, so good.
and Splenda, or whatever alternative you have to sugar.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with any of those things.
Mix them together, plus
Yeah.
vanilla essence.
That's fine.
You know, you whip them good. Whip them
Yeah.
real good.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Sorry.
You whip them real good. And then you put them on top of the now chilled, because you've got to chill the base for like 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
You put them on top. And then you do it so there's no bubbles when you're layering the flavoring, the filling.
Right.
You let it chill for a few hours, and then you slice your strawberries and raspberries.
Well, that's where the sugar comes from.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
but okay.
I mean, it's fructose, not sucrose. So
No, so long as it's still trapped by fiber, it's better for you than sugar, straight
Hey,
sugar.
and that is where your sugar-free. Well, no added sugar. Sorry, I should say not sugar.
Yeah, that's a no added sugar. Yeah.
I never believe in sugar-free because bullshit.
Hey,
Straight away.
Hey, Jason,
And
Yes.
you'll confirm that,
does
Jason.
he think we don't cook?
No, he knows we cook. He just likes to pretend that he cooks better because he can't cook without his camera.
Or deep fry?
When was the last time you had cheesecake, Jason?
Oh, I don't know. It's been more than Jesus, well over a decade.
This cheesecake you can have. Even as type 1.
I don't miss it that much. You know me. I'm not a sweet. I'm not a sweet.
He's the
You're
same.
savory.
It's the starch that gets me.
Oh,
It's
I
the
love
starch.
I couldn't give up potatoes. I couldn't do it. I did find a balance though, so I can still eat some sugar. I just can't eat a lot. Like,
What is that? What did you discover? What it was that you purchased and brought home? Is it fish?
is it
It's
a
sausage.
sausage?
Okay, so you got a deep fried sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
He's got a deep fried pig dick in his mouth. And he's just-
he's got.
It's a good sausage.
I bet, and it was served on chips too to absorb all the stray fat.
which he will be dining on for the next 2 days.
No, he's not. That's going to be gone in the next 15 minutes. Are you kidding? We've seen him eat.
You mean inhale?
You could have
Me.
you could have muscled men trying to prevent him from putting that in his mouth, and they'd fail. I've
As
seen
I
him
said to-
struggle with sobriety itself, and nothing kept a king rib from getting into his mouth. He was so drunk he could not speak, but he was still eating.
I was there for that. He was on the couch without a shirt.
He could be in a coma in the hospital. The doctors would leave for 3 minutes. He'd be sitting upright,
There would be
eating
a
some
camera.
fried food.
There would
His
be a-
his eyes are still closed. It's a straight line for brain activity.
somebody brings in something, just anything deep fried, and suddenly he's back to life.
You know, there are some people when they eat food, they make the food look delicious. But when Angus eats food, it seems like he's pissed off at the food.
Well, what it seems like is that I can hear the food scream for help.
All food is appreciated.
Wasn't there once on a hangout where you had a pizza and then a full platter, like a full Mediterranean, like a Indian platter? I
Yes.
think, yeah, there was one. It was like, because you finished the pizza and then you held up this huge styrofoam trough of food and you commenced to eat that.
That would be a matchy box.
There you
Oh,
go. There you
yeah.
go. That's right.
Yeah, it was a box that he had that we were horrified at.
Munchie boxes are amazing. They're so good. I'm
That is
sorry,
a completely different meaning in the States.
I think he means it both ways, Jason.
Huh?
I think he means it both ways.
He might. Knowing him, he does.
Are you suggesting, sir, that I do double entendres?
Yes.
No, not at all.
So I made Zelda suffer my visit to the pub.
How did you do that? She's thousands of miles away from you.
Live
Yeah,
stream.
but I can make her listen to the DJ.
You can do what?
Make her listen to the DJ.
How do you how are you making her do anything?
I send her messages.
Okay.
The same way he got you to be on stream. Just,
Hey, I don't have a wife to badger for Zelda.
the only difference is Checo just does that shit because he enjoys.
I don't badger's Chepo. I don't need to. I've got a direct line.
Don't you badger Victor?
Yes.
Leave it to you to go after her kids.
No, but what sort of fucking DJ Starts with Proud Mary. Big wheels keep on turning.
Yes, we know the song. We know the song.
Right? And gets towards the end and then cuts it off for Hits from the Bong.
It's from where?
The Bong.
The bong.
The
The
Cypress Hill
Bong?
song.
Oh, okay. Well, it all depends. Who was singing Proud Mary?
Tina Turner.
Okay.
Was it
And
Tina?
then it went from...
was it
yeah,
was it just Tina or Ike and Tina?
No, it's just Tina.
Huh.
Hits from the Bong. Proud Mary was after she split from that wife beater.
No, Proud
Oh
Mary
no,
when she was with Tina.
No,
Right.
she did. There is a version of Ike and Tina.
Yeah.
And then there's a version with just Tina.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the version I heard was post wife beater.
I don't know. A Scottish DJ? I mean, what do you want from me?
And then he follows Hits from the Bong with Take Me Home, Country Roads.
Were you in an insane asylum?
I was in the local pub.
Trolling you.
This guy could not read a crowd if he saved himself.
That's like when I went to the bar and in order for them to signal that it's time for you to go, they just start playing country music.
Mm-hmm. That gets them out quick.
Well, they
If
don't-
I was a DJ, I would fold. Let's see, Uptown. No, I would fold Pet Shop Boys into the classic trucking song "Convoy," and then fold that.
the sad part is
Fold
that,
that into Disco Duck, and then maybe finish with a Monkees song.
oh my god. The sad part is because I grew up in Nashville, I know all that shit, so I'm just singing along to Travis Trent for no fucking reason.
Convoy, Disco Duck, the Funky Gibbon.
The Funky Gibbon.
You know it, Jason.
I've heard it.
I would just make a playlist of songs that have the word home in it.
Who sang the song? I can't remember the name of the song or the artist, but it was about hitting someone with their rhythm stick.
That was
that
Ian
was
Dury.
Ian Drury and the Blockheads.
Thank you.
It was a fantastic song. It is a fantastic song, and they are fantastic artists.
Yes, especially with
Where
the
are they? Where
with
are
your
they
rhythm
from?
stick.
Angus?
It's 3 feet long and what, 2 feet thick? I can't remember.
I want to hit you with my rhythm stick.
You got to remember that Ian Dury sang a song that was about disability. While being disabled, that was banned by the BBC
Why?
because it was called Tommy Spastic or something.
Oh, okay.
And the BBC are cunts.
Oh yeah, that too. What was it called?
Only country that charges you for having a TV in your home. The fuck?
Well, you have
Because-
to have a license to be able to operate it.
It's a TV.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult.
It comes with instructions. It's not that hard for if you know how to read.
It's a life
Spasticus. That was the name of the song. Spasticus.
Are you Googling?
Yeah, I googled Spasticus.
Did you
That was the name of the
finish-
Ian Dury song?
Wait. Did you finish that sandwich?
Oh my god. Why did you have to remind him? We
The
were so-
sandwich. That was a long time ago. That was a sausage.
I know that was the sausage. Did you finish the sandwich first?
Mhm.
Okay. Because you can't have your pudding unless you eat your meat.
That makes so much sense if you know UK cuisine.
Ah.
But yes,
Oh.
I only have the chips left.
Oh well, there that'll you'll make it easy. You'll make it easy before you spill it all over the floor.
Keyboard.
Okay, fine.
So even worse.
Wait, you hate fish,
Mm-hmm. That's
But
why
you
I didn't have
go-
any.
but you go fishing.
I
Do
feed
you
my
hate?
mum.
Do you hate fish that much?
I want to kill the little bastards.
Fuck you, fish.
Whatever fish I
Good for
catch,
the aqua ecosystem.
whatever fish I catch, I whack its head over a rock several times till it stops moving.
Right.
And then I feed it to my mum.
Well, you have to gut it and ice
Oh,
it
yeah,
right away.
behead it, detail
Sure.
it, slice it open, and rip out its spine and the guts.
Hmm. I've never,
And then you use the guts for bait, right?
No, the guts go in the bin. I use worms for bait.
Buh.
I've never
Yeah.
heard someone explain gutting and filleting a fish in less sexy terms. It is. I have to go watch Gordon Ramsay now.
It's not a sexy thing, dude.
It's not no. Hunting and fishing are not sexy pastimes.
No, well,
Have you ever had fried fish eggs, Angus?
No.
Oh,
Are they
yeah.
good?
Fish.
Oh, they're real good.
Which fish? What kind of fish?
Usually red horse or sucker, carp. Basically, this time of year they're going to
Yeah, you
start.
don't get them in Scotland.
How do you prep them?
This time of year they start running up the rivers. So,
Right.
And you get the females that haven't spawned out yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got them out, and you got the sack full of eggs.
Yeah, you squeeze them in a certain way, and they'll usually shoot right out, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
or just
Okay.
cut the sack open, dump in.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fish eggs, a little flour, salt, pepper, and you make basically a patty out of them. You know, just enough
My
flour to
God.
hold them, enough flour to hold them all together.
Uh-huh.
Fry them up like a
Meatballs.
pancake, and away you go.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
that sounds really interesting. That sounds really, actually, quite good.
hey Mud, are you in the UP?
fuck no.
I'm sorry, but fish is wrong.
I'm
Fish
in
is right.
I'm in northern Wisconsin.
Well, I'm in southern Wisconsin. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, about 50 miles from Eau Claire, kind of diagonal.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're going to get a scarce and
Out
Rooker crossover.
No.
out in the Ice Age country.
Yeah, you guys are being spared the drama tomorrow. I'm jealous.
Yeah, we get to miss out on the snow and slush.
You know what?
What's
though?
happening tomorrow?
There's a snowstorm heading our way, and it's heading in a great diagonal line that hits my side of the state. Oh,
But not mine. We got ass fucked with it last time, so
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you got the polar vortex?
yeah. We get it. They got hit like with what was it, 12, 15 inches of snow last time.
yeah.
We're only supposed to get
So-
5, but you know,
Last week, mind you, the middle of fucking April.
yeah.
Springtime in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin beats fucking
right?
bad.
There is no spring in Wisconsin. It goes from winter to kind of winter, and then 95 degrees, full blown fucking summer.
Wait.
Humidity.
Just come to me. Jason,
What?
you know of Ian Judy?
What?
Okay, so you're not a rude boy, right?
Okay, your speech patterns are breaking down. I'm not what?
A rude boy.
I'm not well, you guys know me best, am I? I don't even know.
Okay, so-
Okay.
but
I
you
don't know
love
what that-
madness.
Yeah, I love madness.
You know Ian Judy, but barely.
Yeah, barely.
Do you know his specials?
A little bit, but not madness was my jam when I was in intermediate school. I love them so much.
See, he's not.
And I didn't
You're not a decent enough rude boy.
No, I wasn't. I was a pony boy. You guys didn't even have them in Scotland.
No, we didn't have my friendship.
Mm-mm.
My friend, really? You made a My Little Pony joke and couldn't even finish it?
Yeah, he couldn't. He doesn't. That meant something totally different in the 80s, dude.
It did.
Yeah.
Anybody who read The Outsiders knows what a pony boy is.
No, that was just a character named Pony Boy.
No, Pony Boy is a 14-year-old greaser.
Ah, That's not what it meant in California in the 80s.
Was it something along the line of Mr. Hands?
Oh,
No,
no.
it was.
I don't think there was enough. No, see, the problem is that like that would mean that most of California died of perforation of their colon.
Yeah.
No, it was what's his face from Tommy Boy?
In what?
What's his face from Tommy Boy thing?
Tony King.
Thing.
We didn't get any of what you said.
And for those of us who are not drunk and or Scottish, you have to speak English.
David Spade thing.
No, it wasn't. David Spade was not a pony boy.
Are we sure he was old enough for it?
Okay, a pony boy usually wore black or sometimes different colored Chuck Taylor high tops. If most of our clothing came from Goodwill or St. Vinny de Paul's, and it would consist of like a sport coat, like a coat, sleeves rolled up, collar turned up. The collared shirt that you were wearing also turned up.
So we'd have seen you in that
And
high school pilot.
Yeah, I would probably be in that shitty high school pilot. Sure.
Oh my god!
Way too much mousse in my hair.
Slick
A
back
tie.
into
Yeah.
fake pompadour.
A piano key tie.
I had a piano key tie. I did. I had a piano key tie, and I had 3 different fish ties.
Oh my
Ties that, when you tied them, looked like fish.
Oh
Yep.
my god, you were what's his name in the
Steve
80s?
Martin.
Steve Martin, and his son looks just like him. Who is he? Oh, my brain.
I respect you less and less.
Do you want the closest thing that I look like? Ducky from Pretty in Pink.
I'm so sorry.
You look like
Oh,
Everyone has something to live down from high school.
the only ducky I know from the 80s.
Don't even say it.
I knew you'd get the
Damn
reference.
it, that was his name. Tom Hanks in the 80s.
No, I knew Jason would get the only ducky I knew from the 80s.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we know. I
We know.
ignored it the first time.
Yet another one of George Lucas's weird perversions put on screen. First, I wanted a brother and sister to make out. Now it turns out, thanks to my Indiana Jones review, I found out that in the original script, Indiana Jones and Marion Ravenwood, when they first got together, she was 12.
Yep.
Supposed.
Yeah.
Hence the line, "It was wrong and you knew it."
And you're just like, but why, George?
And then George turns around and produces a movie where a woman voluntarily fucks a duck.
We know she doesn't fuck a duck.
We know she did. They just didn't put it on screen. More than likely, there's an extended sex scene that only George has.
Look, George
like,
heard somebody
Roll,
a duck.
roll it again. Roll it again.
Wouldn't you have another sex scene if you could?
No, I wouldn't.
First of all, ducks have horrific penises. No.
Do you know
No,
how
but
many producers
ducks
tried
are-
desperately to prevent him from having duck tits in that movie?
And he still got away with some of the weirdest shit in that film.
I'm not about the duck having sex.
What about the duck?
the
What?
Leia, what's her face?
Leia Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep saying that's the only reason you like the movie is because you get to see her butt in underwear.
Pretty
Except,
much.
no, that's not, because you bring it up, and you bring up Howard way too often.
Yeah, you do talk about Howard a lot.
Like, I have some nostalgia for that movie.
I would just like to say at this point that if you did turn into an anthropomorphic duck yourself,
He died within 5 minutes. He's in Scotland.
You would be the least popular character from the Scrooge McDuck comic books.
Well, thank you very much for entrusting my character to you.
Angus McDuck.
Well, thanks for presuming my character would be shit.
No, come on, stop.
To be fair,
Forgot how
Summertime?
sensitive you are about your duck-related jokes.
Stop.
But you
Duck
could
time.
be the cook at Scrooge McDuck Mansion.
Oh no, it's Serve Duck.
You'd serve him duck. Where did one of my nephews go? Shh.
Eat it. Just eat it.
Just eat the duck.
oh my god,
It's deep fried, isn't it? It costs you nothing.
just turned DuckTales into a horror comic. This is now Archie. This is the Dark Tales of Archie.
Hey,
Speaking
duck's a good meat.
the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is some good shit.
Hi.
Go.
Hola.
Hey, Joe.
Guys. How are you fine people tonight?
We're
Well,
trying.
I'm happy your dog's better.
I am well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blitzen's doing much better. I mean, she's she's not out of the woods. I mean, she does have kidney disease now, so
I was going to say, how's the kidneys? But I guess that answers that.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, I guess she's been taking heart meds now for 3.5 years, and I guess that's been it's funny because she went to see the cardiologist back in February, and the doc said, I want to try because her heart's been doing really well. So he said, I want to kind of back off on her medicine a little bit because he was concerned about the kidneys actually, and he did cut back a little bit, but I guess it was still too much done to him already. So it's going to be an ongoing thing. I don't know what her long-term prognosis is going to be. We won't really know for the next couple of weeks yet, but at least she's home now, and she's a lot more chipper and a lot more like herself right now.
Good.
Well, at least that's something.
Yeah. You take and that's the way it's been. I mean, the last ever since she's had the heart condition, it was rough at first, but now every morning when she gets up, I just say to my wife, it's another day with Blitzen. It's she's every day she's here is a bonus.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
Because as it was, I mean, it's all coming up on 4 years ago when she almost died from congestive heart failure. So
Yeah. That's what took Squishy eventually,
Hmm.
because it's endemic to the breed as well.
What breed?
Cavalier.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jason only does Cavaliers.
Oh.
He thinks they're like sexy and all.
I don't
they're
think
good
they're
dogs.
sexy. I think that they're fantastic dogs. You weird Scottish twat.
Well, they are cool dogs. I have to say, I agree with that.
He thinks that orange butt.
Anyway,
Okay.
You got to get yourself
Eat your chips.
you got to get yourself a Mastiff.
My mother-in-law raised them for because they were dog show people.
Yeah.
And I love them. Oh boy, that's a dog that will unintentionally kill you because it loves you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will lick you to death.
The first time I met their Mastiff, he ran up to me, leapt up, and put both of his paws on my shoulders and looked down into my eyes. I'm 6 feet tall.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
legit. We know this.
Yeah, I have a Mastiff, so I'll have to let him in before too long. He's usually out during the day. I bring him in at night.
Something about Mastiffs, they know how big they are, but they're very sweet. They're some of the sweetest
And
dogs.
just point
Yeah.
out, Mud,
What?
where's your towel?
My towel.
There we go.
Yeah.
Huh?
That is both a reference and a needed thing.
Yeah, you'll see when I bring the dog in.
Oh, I remember the green
Okay, it's double reference and a needed thing.
Yeah, I mean these are my first time I ever had dogs. I mean, like, well, it's going on 12 years now, but still, you know, I had never had dogs before, and there's something else.
Puppers.
Puppers. Well, what I like too is how, you know, each one of them has their own personality. You know,
Mhm.
there's a lot of people who think that like they're all just generic and it's all just the same. Like, no, they're completely different. Each
Yeah,
one.
non-dog people think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad used to have a Cocker Springer mix, and if you know that, that's a fucking insane mix. Cocker and Springer Spaniel together. That fucker used to hang off branches. We waved it and said birdies. He'd quite happily hang off the ground and swing.
Wow. I get the birdies.
And he would swing quite happily off the branch. And we said birdies too.
What are we doing? What are we? Okay, thank you.
Well,
Are you having issues with this, Jason?
I have no idea what that is supposed to represent.
The dog hanging off the branch.
Which arm is the dog?
This one.
Because it really does look like you're working somebody's knob.
Hey, at least be glad I gave up the food.
Well, the other thing I think is kind of funny too is the way people, you know, people who aren't dog people, like they think that the dog people are just projecting. You're just projecting. Like, well, maybe some people sometimes, but you know, like the idea of them having emotions is like, dude, just hang around with them for like 10 minutes.
Be with a dog, and you'll get to know that they have distinct wants, desires, likes, and dislikes.
Absolutely.
They want to love you and lick you all over.
They have favorite people. They have people they don't like, and they have different food tastes. They get bored with different types of food. If you ever do one thing, they get bored with things.
They get frustrated.
I've only ever had one dog bite me. Tried to bite me.
What were you doing?
I was in America.
He let you in?
So
yeah, they let him visit.
Immediate problem there. He was in America.
So I am not used to dogs being used for protection.
Okay.
And this was a book, not bookies, a pawn shop.
Okay.
I went to touch the dog and it yelled and tried to bite me.
It yelled at you.
Well, yeah, you know, in a shop, sure, that's going to be the security. What's state in North City?
Arkansas.
Oh well.
Security dog.
Why the hell would anybody go to Arkansas? I've been to Arkansas.
I had a reason.
He had a reason to go at the time. Well, you were so pale at the time, he probably thought you were a ghost.
Must have been.
I am not used to it because pawn shops over here don't have dogs to protect their wares.
No, you just have health food.
Well, that's because you guys don't have like massive numbers of like, you know, homosexuals like freaking out carrying arsenals. Or,
yeah, we don't have to worry about guns everywhere either. Yeah.
Well, so that's the one thing I've gotten into. I generally avoid right-wing douchebags at all costs, but whenever I run into one, and like, I'm not opposed to people owning guns and all that, but it's the people who are like, you know, like they worship the gun and they're kind of freaky. And this guy's arguing with me like, well, how do you defend yourself? I'm like, dude, I'm 50 and I've never needed a gun in my whole fucking life.
Exactly. I've made it to 50. Not only have I never needed a gun, but I'd be like, what? I've never had a situation where I went, man, I wish I had a gun right now.
Well, and that's the thing. And I've been in situations where someone said that, and it was always bad. Always fucking bad. Like, guy used to be a friend of mine. We were at a club. Actually, the Stone Pony down in Asbury Park. He gets kicked out by the bouncer. He claims it was for nothing. I'm sure it was for a reason because he was a douchebag, and you know, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like whatever. So I had driven. So he was like. He wanted me to drive him home so he could go home and get one of his, because the guy had a fucking arsenal.
Oh, God.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You got kicked out of the club. That is not that grounds to go home and get a gun. And you understand you're going to do 25 to life, because if I got to drive from Asbury Park all the way up to like, northern Middlesex County and back so you can get a gun. We're both going away for 25.
He may as well have said, "Hey, how would you like to be an accessory to murder?" Would that be cool? Do you want us to end the evening doing that?
Well, that's the thing, because it's not even like it, because it's one thing, exigent circumstances or heat of passion, all that. Like, no, if I gotta drive 45 minutes twice for you to get a gun, we're fucking done forever. We're gonna be raped for the next 40 years.
You don't have open carry in your state, right?
No, we don't.
You're lucky.
Feel like
if he had his gun on him at that point.
I mean, point out that Scotland has the lowest rate of crime it's ever had in the last 40 odd years.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's the thing too, because the homosexuals, they always try to say, well, if you didn't have guns, you'd have all this crime. And now I've compared over the last 40 years Texas and New Jersey. Texas has some of the laxest gun laws in the country, and New Jersey has, bar none, the toughest overall.
What? Yeah.
Texas versus New Jersey. And Texas has more violent crime in every single category that the FBI monitors, like I don't know, 13 different violent crime categories. Texas has higher violent crime across the fucking board for 40 years. Even after they made open carry legal in like the 90s. So it's like, you guys are so full of fucking shit. Because and it's funny because they always like to say like, oh, like the cesspool of the Northeast and Northeast liberals and there's crime everywhere. No, actually, New York is like 35th in absolute value of the large cities as far as the murder rate. And if you go per capita, I think it's like in the 50s.
So I can tell you what the Scottish rate is. Remember, this is like 5.5 million people.
Almost the size of New Jersey.
500 million people in Scotland, give or take. Non-sexual crimes of violence, 3%. Sexual crimes, 5%. Crimes of dishonesty, 47%.
What is the crime of? Is that fraud?
Fraud.
He lied about how much he drank.
Fraud.
How much you drink?
Etc. Fire raising or vandalism, 21%. Other crimes, 24%.
Yeah, it's so little crime that you don't even come up with neat words. Fire raising out here is called arson.
Yeah, arson. But it's vandalism and arson.
I'm surprised you didn't even use more colloquial terms like, oh, right, and then piggly pokey, that's down to 2, and then numpty wumpkins, that's down to 3%.
By caber tossing.
But you see, but the thing is,
it reminds me.
Did you hear gun crime? I didn't hear gun crime.
No. See,
Unfortunate.
Drunk caber tossing is required. That's not a crime.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Bill Hicks joke where he's like, I read a newspaper in England and the headline was, "Ruffians overturn a dustbin in Shaftesbury."
Well, let's put it this way. Wisconsin made it legal, I think, to have guns in a bar.
Oh,
that's population control. What are you talking about?
I feel patriotic just listening to it.
I believe the Taverns Association stepped in and was like, no, please don't. Stop. Cease what you're doing.
I forget. I don't know what state it was, and it didn't pass, but there was some state that what they wanted to do, this is of course one of the red states, for all freedom, was they wanted to pass a law, and I wish I could remember the state, that since when they made open carry and concealed carry, and they were, carry legal, that and they were making, I guess they're making open carry legal and they make concealed carry easier, and then they wanted to pass a law that would prevent shop owners and store owners from having their own rule of not allowing you to bring a gun. So if I say no guns, the law was like, no, fuck you. You have to let people with guns in your store. I'm like, holy shit! What the fuck? Freedom? No, it's my fucking store. If I want to tell you can't have a gun, you can't have a fucking gun.
So but just remember.
How dare you try to erode our Second Amendment rights?
Well, my favorite little chestnuts for the open carry thing is they're like, well, we got to carry him around unloaded. Yeah, but the banana clip's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Wait, do they have to carry him around unloaded?
Yes, part of open carry, if you're not law enforcement, is they have to be unloaded.
Okay.
But again, if it's a semi-auto, that's 3 extra seconds before they start shooting.
Yeah.
You
If
know,
that.
in a darkened cinema, that makes all of the difference.
Mhm.
Because
Well-
most people shoot up cinemas because
Because people are there.
reasons.
Yeah.
Maximum
Mhm.
damage small in a
I
relatively
guess it's
small.
an American thing.
Pretty much.
It's the Batman thing.
Well, the
Hey,
funny thing is,
don't
like,
look at me. I tried to make a butcher understand when I said ground beef.
I'm waiting for the gritty Marvel movie in the next 10 years where people are getting alien tech and demanding to be able to carry it around. And then they start and now when they have mass shootings, it's like thousands of people at a pop because they have some sort of fucking Chitauri
Did
weapon.
they almost do that with one of the Captain Americas? Yeah, never mind.
But wasn't that District 9?
No. That was I don't remember anyone going on a killing spree in District
No,
9.
no one went on a killing spree in District 9. In fact, if anyone went on a killing spree, it was the government.
Yeah, the government went kind of crazy. I can't relate to you how satisfying it is at the end of that movie when he
I
gets
loved
into
it.
that when he gets into that suit and he shoots weapons that literally turn people into bags of water and they just pop.
Don't mess with the shrimps. They are my friends now.
Milo, you
Hey, we're going out into space. You want to join us?
Hey man, we're about to get on this spaceship. You want to join us?
Shalto doesn't really do much after,
Hey man, I figured I'd save 4. You want to join us?
Gotcha.
I love that for Ragnarok. It's the best Thor movie.
Taika Waititi is really cool with the one-liners.
Mm.
I know him from work.
Yeah. Which apparently came from a fan. It was like a young kid.
It came a young kid that was watching the shoot shouted out that line for him to say. Because
cool.
Taiko believes in a lot of improvisation. So there's a lot of
if you got the right
improv
people.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
I mean, a bad example of it working is Ghostbusters, the latest remake.
Okay, so there's a Ghostbusters 3 coming?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't fancy that either.
It's supposed to be a direct sequel to the original movies.
I don't fancy that.
No, there's no way Bill Murray's in it. Unless he's completely out of money.
Which, to be fair, is kind of Bill Murray-ish.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, I saw the most recent one. It wasn't great, but here's what I think could have made it better. Is I know a lot of the He-Man Woman Hater Club got all pissed. Oh, it's all girls because girls are bad or something. I don't know.
It's not that it's all girls. It's that it sucks balls.
Well, no, see, it
It
does.
has absolutely no comedy whatsoever.
Yes, after seeing it, I'm like, yeah, it's not a good movie. But before anybody saw it, the He-Man Woman Haters Club already hated it. So,
Oh yeah. Well, they do. That's what they do with everything now.
yeah,
Based on
The trailer,
I think what
got relabeled.
one thing that would have been cool is if my image of it was, since Howard Ramis was dead, they could have worked that into the story, and they could have had like the remaining 3 guys, and they're coming back, and Egon's been killed, and they're all like, "Hey, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Now that it's too fucking real, we lost Egon. I don't want it anymore." And then they turn it over to their proteges. That would have been pretty cool because basically the way they did it was like the new movie basically it was like in a new timeline.
It was a reboot. It was a reboot.
It could have been a cool continuation if they kind of did it that way and maybe did a bridge.
If they had not just redone it, because the bit I only watched like 20 minutes of it because I could not stand any more than that.
It's not that bad. It's
He
bad.
took it and he watched Howard the Duck for 2 more times.
Come on, man. I mean, could you watch beyond the library bit a bit longer?
I
had no interest in watching it.
watched
It's
the
shit.
and I was
The library bit tries to redo the jokes, but vaginas.
But
But vaginas.
no,
I'm
look,
not making it a
Here's
an
here's
incel joke
from-
or a men going their own way joke. I mean, it literally tried to make it about vaginas.
true.
from what I've seen. The big difference is that the type of comedy that the original Ghostbusters is, and the kind of comedy that the remake was, don't suit people like the original Ghostbusters because there's not a bunch of badum bump jokes, right? When you write funny characters and you put them into situations, funny things happen. The from what I could see from the previews and the scenes that I've seen, they were trying way too hard to be
They
funny
tried to
all the
do
time.
bump
Well,
bump.
they also
Yeah, I think
basically
that's
had no script. It was all improv. More
It was
than likely.
entirely all improv because Paul Feig doesn't know how to control a cast.
Well, the funny thing is
And
that
Jason will back me up on that.
Oh, I will.
Apparently, because I'm pointing at you roughly in the right direction.
the problem with Ghostbusters, and like I said, I watched 5 minutes and I got really bored, was that you had everyone is pretty much in their own right a decent comedian,
Yep.
but none of their comedy matched. It was like Kristen Wiig was just doing whatever the fuck she felt like. Melissa McCarthy was Melissa McCarthy. And then Kate McKinnon was like the best thing in the entire.
Yeah, that's that. I
And
think
what's her face that does Nailed It was like totally doing Nailed It.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon was like the one shining spot in that. I mean,
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed her stuff, but the
she's
problem was
she can do anything. I never really liked Melissa McCarthy, although the only thing she
God, if
ever
you could
done
get
was-
sucked balls.
is she did a really good Sean Spicer. I got to give her credit, where credit's due.
Mm.
And that's and it kind of hurt me because I like Leslie Jones. I really like Kristen Wiig, and I love Kate McKinnon. But yeah, the movie just wasn't good.
My problem with Leslie Jones was that she was just the black girl in every other comedy film. I was just,
The thing that bugged me about it wasn't the actresses, though they sucked. It was the special effects. I mean,
well, the special effects were Disney quality, and I just
when you make it look like Eddie Murphy's haunted house, or fucking
I don't
Scooby-Doo.
care about this. Here's my thing. It doesn't, at the point where the script doesn't work and the comedy fails, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the special effects are good or not. You can have a fantastic movie with awful special effects.
Oh God, yeah.
Or you can have a really great movie with crappy. I've seen independent. There's I can't remember the name of it. It's about this alien that comes to Earth, and his costume is literally a bucket on his head.
Was it?
And
For me,
Nice.
no, it was made within the last 5 years, and it was one of the best movies I had seen in a long time.
don't get me wrong,
Absolutely awful
effects
special
don't make
effects.
the film, but effects help the film. And when you're
They
comparing it
can.
to the
Well, no,
original Ghostbusters, and the
I-
librarian in the original Ghostbusters looks fucking more detailed.
Right, but the whole thing is though is the
And the
movie.
Scooby-Doo bullshit.
Yeah, the thing is the movie was good though. So good special effects can enhance an already good movie, but they don't.
Right.
save-
They don't
Like-
save it.
Look at some other film gens like I think Jaws is a good comparison, isn't it? Because
Jaws is a great comparison.
They had to
Jaws,
cut most of the special effects out, and it's still an amazing video.
they had the shark never worked in Jaws, so he came up with a way to film it so he didn't have to show the shark. And even
Yeah.
when the shark did appear, you went, "That's the shark."
well, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
with-
but he kept it at a minimum.
Shark. By the time the shark arrived, it didn't matter if it looked real or not.
Because the
Right.
tension was there.
It's the same thing with like the original Jurassic Park, right? So we all remember when the T-Rex shows up.
To be fair, the original Jurassic Park still has good effects for nowadays.
Yeah, it still does. I mean, but we all remember when the T-Rex showed up because that was like the masterpiece, right? That was the part where, that drew you into the film. And it's shot at night because it's fucked up. Like the effects aren't great.
No,
it's
it's shot. It's shot. Here's the thing: the dinosaurs were the only good thing in Jurassic Park. I
Hey,
hate that
Jeff
fucking.
Goldblum was great.
I hate that fucking movie. I like Jeff Goldblum. I like Jeff Goldblum. All of the other, All of the other actors were not. I don't know what happened to Alan Grant, but boy, did I want to see him smashed under something's foot.
Sam Neill
He was-
happened
Sam-
to Alan Grant.
Sam Neill has turned in good performances in other movies. I don't know. He was just getting a paycheck.
Yeah,
Lord Dunn was getting a paycheck.
The only one that should have survived, like in the book, was Robert Muldoon.
Oh, I like Bill Muldoon too, but we barely spent any time with him.
Yeah, no, but he survived in the book. He didn't in the movie. He should have survived in the fucking movie.
yeah. See, like, yeah,
The girl.
I particularly didn't like the kids in that movie.
No one likes kids in a movie. Let's face it.
No.
Could
Would've
the
been-
Yes, there are movies with kids in them that are good. Shut
would've-
up.
It would have been so much better.
Home Alone does not count,
Would have got
Jason.
eaten.
If what?
Home
Would've
Alone
been-
does not count.
Would have been
Okay,
so much
fuck
better.
you. You
Kids
know
would
how I
have
feel
eaten.
about Home Alone.
Well, the worst special effects in that movie were when the kid is like hanging on the electric fence, and they turn it on, and he goes.
He
like,
could have climbed through the gaps in that fence.
That kid is a super soldier now.
well, and the thing about it is, like, first off, that's not how you fly. I mean, you could almost see the wires as he gets lifted up and sideways, and but yeah, it was.
The kid could have climbed through the gaps. The gaps were like fucking dinosaur hole wise.
As far as I'm concerned, Jurassic Park is one of those movie franchises that shouldn't even be a thing anymore. Why do we
No, I
have
love
5 of
Jurassic
these
Park, yeah.
fucking movies now?
Wait,
Because
wait.
dinosaurs are cool.
Hey, Jurassic Park is fun to watch.
I'm waiting for the James Cameron Avatar
Hey,
movies to
hey,
come out
Jason,
and just
Jason,
dive right into the
Jason.
fucking dirt. What?
Jason, you hear?
What?
Critters 5.
I don't care. The Critters can make 100 million of them. I don't care. I don't care. I honestly don't. I liked the first Critters and the second one, to be quite honest.
To be honest, I'm waiting for Tremors 6.
I don't need any more Tremors movies.
Why?
Really? I was good with the one. I was good with the one
I know,
Tremors movie.
2 and 3 were fun.
Well, here's one thing that I think is kind of funny too. You ever see, like, you compare two movies in a series, and one of them is better than the other, but you like the one that's not as good better anyway?
Yeah, I like the second Jurassic Park movie better than the first one.
Well, I like Ghostbusters 2 better than the first one.
I like
Oh,
the
that's a statement.
the
Really?
anime
Because Peter
Chronicles of Riddick.
is awesome, and Peter Janos is a great character. I love that.
Janosch is a great character. I will give you that much.
I will. Put
And
it
you
this
will
way.
be the mother of the ruler of the world. Doesn't that sound nice?
Park.
I love Dark. I love the original Riddick film, Pitch Black.
Pitch Black. It's a good movie.
I love it. It's fantastic. It's got tension. It's got pace. It's got fantastic. Chronicles of Riddick.
The first one and the third one are good movies. I like the third. I like the third Riddick
fourth
film.
one, Jason, because there was another movie.
Oh, it was an animated one, or it was a video game or something, wasn't it?
Animated
Animated
Dark
film.
Fury.
Okay, Escape from Butcher Bay or something like that.
That was the game.
That
As
was
the game.
Dark Fury was the animated film.
Yep, I like Dark Fury.
Yeah.
I did not see any of those.
It explained Tombs the Mercenary.
None of this matters
Fascinating.
because what will probably, hopefully, be my favorite movie made in the last 20 years is coming out in the next couple of months. And that's all I've been waiting for. More than the Avengers movie, more than anything else, I am waiting for Godzilla King of the Monsters to come out.
Yeah.
If it disappoints me, it disappoints me.
Wait,
if it
did you see
doesn't,
the
it
final
doesn't.
trailer, Jason?
Huh?
Did you see
Detective
the final trailer?
Wait, what did you say, Scares?
Did you see the final trailer?
I've seen every trailer. I've watched every single fucking commercial. I've seen all of them.
Right, but did you see that they hinted that Gamera is in it?
Yes.
No, that's not. No, he is
It
not.
looks
He
like
cannot be. Gamera is his own thing.
It looks like Gamera.
But I will say this. I will say this.
Camera
If
never
Gamera,
belonged to Toby.
if Gamera shows up, he'll kick everybody's ass. That's all I'm going to say. If Gamera shows up,
We
He
all
kicks
know Jason
everybody's
loves
ass.
Gamera.
I know what you're talking about though, because the last when I saw the Avengers last night, they had the.
Don't tell me anything.
I'm not just. But
Okay.
I'm just gonna from the trailer. It did appear that Gamera. Also, the other thing too is Ghidorah. Is although they called it Ghidorah, it was like
Ghidorah.
it was pronounced differently.
Well, there are three ways that I've always heard people pronounce it: Ghidra, Ghidorah, or Ghidorah. I've heard people say all three of those.
No Avengers talk.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, though, at least in the U.S. translations, the they always said he said Ghidra, so it was pronounced that.
Yeah. But then again,
no.
Godzilla's supposed to be Gojira, but
is it going to have?
I will have no Avengers talk because I've not seen it yet.
Well,
I haven't seen it either. But that's why we're talking about Godzilla now.
If you're talking about something with like a shell and
here's the thing. In the last 5 years, the movie that I've watched more just for pure fun, just if I want to watch something that's fun, that'll calm me down, I've watched Kong Skull Island more times than I can count. Mainly because it's just a fun fucking monster movie.
And you get to see Kong. It's so great.
Mm-hmm.
And he eats a squid. It's so great.
Oh, the only thing I'm going to say is everyone needs to go out and see Avengers.
I'll wait for it to come
out. Well, you have to tell people that. Go out and see Avengers, everybody, or it'll fail in the box office.
Well, I mean,
my son works at a movie theater.
My son works at a movie. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it twice already.
Oh,
you guys are not the issue that we have. The issue we have is Matt.
True.
Well, that's why I'm not gonna.
And look who joined.
Shit! Fuck! Mute his mic. Mute him. Mute him now.
Before we move on too far,
Matt,
when you guys were talking about it,
talk.
looks like there's going to be the giant turtle guy in the Godzilla thing. Couldn't
Matt.
that be Anguirus?
Giant turtle guy.
Scholars.
And the last trailer, they said there are 14 of them.
17.
17 of them.
Do they have
No
Megalon?
spoilers, Matt.
I don't know. Who knows who's going to show up?
Like, if they're setting it
I'm
up
not gonna
like
spoil
the Battle
Endgame,
of
Angus,
Hooper,
don't
it would
worry.
be
I'm not a
Rodan,
monster.
Mothra, Anguirus, and Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. And Anguirus is the turtle-looking guy, and if they spruced him up, he would look pretty similar to.
You joined
the
us,
other guy.
Matt, just as we were saying you're our worst issue.
Look, right after the travesty that was that fucking
I'm not going to spoil Endgame.
Ultraman fucking bullshit that's on Netflix.
I am not a monster.
Hey, Matt.
Like, I'll spoil any other fucking movie.
You
I
mean
don't
when
care.
when they
Like,
turned
but
Ultraman
Endgame,
into
I'm not going
Kamen
to spoil
Rider?
Endgame.
And my son works at a movie theater. He was up until 3:30 at night because they showed it at midnight and
I will
again
say this,
at
though.
1 o'clock.
You might want to take some earplugs. Because
No,
there was
I
one
think
fucking,
that's
there
an
was
American
one
thing.
part,
Because I was talking to Mars Girl.
there's
and
one
she was-
part the crowd screamed so fucking,
Yeah, that's
Okay, here's how it starts.
screamed so
Mute
loud.
his mic. Mute him now.
Well, he didn't say what it was.
I'm not installing. I'm just saying I was worried I had permanent hearing damage, but good news, I don't. My ears stopped ringing.
What? The American thing. It's only American audiences that scream and cheer and clap at movies.
That's right. In Scotland, they just kind of blearily
Okay, then.
glance at the screen sideways.
No, in Scotland, there's some
You
random.
don't
Because
have
they're-
to worry about the
they're-
earplugs then.
They're too busy drinking their iron brew and eating their deep fried pizza.
We don't yell, cheer, scream at fucking points in the movie.
Countries where the sun comes out, we get emotional.
My
We respect
my theater
other
literally
cultures.
gave it a standing ovation.
We scream and cheer because life in this fucking country is so awful that we will take any happiness we can find, whether it's fake or not.
I just want
We don't live in a socialist utopia like you do.
where
Why do
God
you-
rises from the sea and fires off a beam of radiation. No one
So-
dies.
Why do
I
you
have a
think
question,
meth is so
Jason,
fucking
'cause-
popular?
I was talking to some other people. About this. I think I'm done with the Marvel movies after this.
Okay, good.
I think I'm done after
yay,
Endgame.
everybody's here.
Hey, Zelda.
She wore clothes.
She didn't want you staring at her tits.
Zelda is the only one that understands my pain tonight.
And she's not in her shirt. I can't even tell her to lean forward. It doesn't even count.
Hold on.
Zelda understands my pain.
Yes, he's still upset about the
Your
DJ.
pain.
Can you talk him down about this fucking shit?
Oh my god.
Look, I shared videos with Zelda.
Great.
She asked me
Oh
to.
my god.
What kind of videos?
Oh my god. No, he all right. Talk. I need to see if my headphones are even working.
Hey,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi.
Yeah, but that means plugging them into the
That
thing.
would be the microphone, Jason.
humana.
Okay, yeah, that was a mistake you just did there. That was a. Hey, say something so that I can tell if my
The
headphones.
lone vagina in a sausage party. It's never gonna end well.
Yeah, but I'm used to it at this point.
Yeah. She only gets invited to the best
I
group.
shared with Zelda some of my local pub tonight.
Okay, so no, he. How did that conversation even start?
I was bored in the pub.
Yeah, he's like, I was bored at home, so I went to the pub, and I'm bored here. And he said to me, he told me about the DJ and how terrible it was. And then he said someone started dancing. I'm like, oh, I need to see this. So he started indulging my weird voyeuristic tendencies and showing me bad, terrible videos of people dancing.
That's all of Scotland. It's whenever two people decide to start dancing.
It wasn't
have
two.
no
It started
idea.
out with this one woman rocking the fuck out to what sounded like In Excess.
Oh, well, you can do that in excess. Fuck it.
I meant to listen to that. Sorry. Hold on. I'll go back and listen to it.
I want to know. It sounded vaguely like In Excess, but I'm not sure.
You can hang yourself in excess songs too,
Yeah.
like the singer did.
You can do anything to an in excess song.
How do you play Zelda? You haven't seen Zelda.
You
in
could
ages.
dance, kill yourself.
So
That's
that
all the things you could do with a song.
I forget. Are you 30 yet?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Look, she's aged into it well. Let's say that.
I mean,
Thank
she's
you.
aged back into the 30s, but that's
I'd have to say that you're probably more attractive as a 30-year-old than you were when you first started on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, it probably helps that I've lost like 100 pounds as well. So,
well, that happens when you squirt out 3 kids, sweetheart.
Yeah.
well,
Actually, it's kind of the reverse there, Scared.
I don't know. Depends on the woman.
Your mites.
Anyway, you missed it. He choked down a lamb sandwich in about 10 and a half seconds and then topped it off by eating a giant fried pig dick on top of chips. It was great.
I sound great.
Then he lectured us on how to make a low sugar cheesecake.
No.
Then he went on about
The words low sugar should never be involved in cheesecake. No.
yeah, well,
No. You forget.
Oh
my
God,
mother
no, we're not bringing this back up again.
I told you my mom has diabetes. I accompany her feel for food.
Well, that's the thing. Is that I'm in the same boat. Like my I've been taking diabetes medicine for a while, but then back in November, I had a urinary tract infection. I went and they did both urine culture, and they're like, "When's the last time you checked your sugar?" I'm like, "Well, it's been a while, but it's always been controlled." They're like, "You better go check," and it was like 280, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, Jesus, what happened? What were you taking? Were you taking metformin? What were you on?
Yeah, and I take 1,000 mils twice a day.
Jesus, you don't take your blood sugar in the morning?
I am now.
My mom doesn't take her blood sugars. She just takes the pills.
She needs to do both. You need to do both.
Not according to a nurse.
And,
okay, well.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, like, because it can get
You
out.
forget, Jason, we have Medicare here.
Yeah, but they're hoping she dies off to save the money. That's why they don't tell.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's why they're not telling her to check the blood sugar.
I've pissed blood before.
Look, there are three
I did not
50-year-old
know
guys
that.
who are all battling diabetes telling you to tell your
Everyone.
mom to test her sugar in the morning.
Everyone needs to know that I have piss blood.
I do not have diabetes.
I could
Oh, I'm
have
sorry, buddy,
lived
I
my
didn't.
life quite happily not knowing that.
All of you need to know that I piss blood.
No.
Yes,
Nobody
well,
needs
come
to
on.
know.
Yeah, Jason.
We
I'm probably
know-
only pre-diabetic.
Yeah, you probably are. You should probably get tested there.
I'm surprised I
I
don't have
probably
diabetes.
should, but I'm not.
You're the only person I know that will pass out after saying, I ate too much sketty. I've got the itis. And then
I
go into
will literally eat like 5 pounds of spaghetti.
I mean, I'm surprised I don't have diabetes.
You're going to get it.
Well,
I'm not.
here's the
I
thing.
only weigh 86 kilos.
Weight
You weigh has
and
nothing to do with
diabetes
it.
don't have anything to do with the. I mean,
Yes,
yes,
they
if
do.
you're overweight, you are more likely, but it doesn't have anything. My uncle, who is a marathon runner, has never had an ounce of body fat on him. When he turned 42, ping, diabetes. It runs in blood. It runs in families.
Runs in your mother's father's side, and I don't know what that is because my mother's adopted.
Well, then you don't know,
Well,
do
that
you?
got
No.
However, fat also concerns it, and I currently weigh only 86 kilos.
How many stones is that?
It's just like hypertension. If you're overweight, you have a higher chance of being hypertensive. But you can be skinny as a rail and be hypertensive. So
You can
Hey.
also be skinny as a rail and drop dead of a heart attack because you thought, I'm healthy because I'm skinny as a rail.
Don't forget
Skinny
that I get checked every year by
Yes,
my
I
wonderful
know. I'm
medical
talking about
service.
but in the United States. One of the most dangerous things in the world is we've equated weight with health, and most people who are thin think they're healthy, and then they fucking die because they
but
never
most
went to the
people who are
doctor.
Thin in the States think,
And then
you
us
know
fat
what?
bastards can point and
Sugar
laugh
is
at
good.
it. You dead skinny fuck.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but in the States, you've got high fructose corn syrup and everything.
There should be a group of fat guys that just dance on skinny guys' graves when they die of a heart attack at
You
45.
can't deny it, though. I mean, even your
Won't
bread
they
has
fall
sugar
through
in
the
it.
first soil?
Even your bread
I don't know that
has a
too.
high amount of syrupy shit in it.
Well, the problem with high fructose corn syrup isn't chemical. It's that it's cheap and they use lots of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody remember that ad campaign that they had for a while about oh, you give them this, it's got high fructose corn syrup, and then like this whole thing about high fructose corn syrup is good. Do y'all remember that ad campaign?
Well, I mean, the whole
That-
thing about high
That
fructose
kind of
corn
sounds
syrup.
so American.
Here's the thing about high fructose corn syrup. It doesn't fucking matter if it's sugar or high fructose corn
Good
syrup.
about that.
It hits your system the same fucking way.
Yep, it is.
Oh, but
Sugar
Jason, cane
is
sugar
sugar
is
is
so much
sugar.
healthier for you, isn't it?
It is not.
What's really funny is there was like I forget what it's called, monkey fruit or something like that. Monk fruit. I saw this thing on Facebook and these guys were like, "Oh, these
The
are
old superfood.
some sugar-free alternative to the monk fruit," and I look up monk fruit and it gets its sweetness from sugar, naturally occurring sugar.
It's a fruit.
And I'm like,
It's-
guys, this monk fruit is not sugar-free, so whoever told you that is lying to you.
Yeah. Shh. Zelda's
Yeah,
kids are out and they're
that's why
probably
I
got
was,
shit all over.
That's why I said that the cheesecake was not sugar free. It was no added sugar.
Right. Well, see, the thing is that like for me, actually, like, I haven't made any cheesecake lately, but I actually would make a no sugar added cheesecake because it's mostly fat, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I used to reduce fat cheese and reduce fat.
Cheese is cheese. If my doctor walked up to me and said, "Okay, Jason, the next thing to take off your diet, cheese," I would literally have nothing left that I like to eat.
Hey, Jason,
Thankfully, in America,
Yes.
we have freaking caves full of cheese.
as a
We do.
D1, you got no cheese left.
well, see, one thing that's kind of funny is like because I still run into vegans periodically. They try to convert me, and I'm like, I literally can't eat most of the shit that you guys want me to eat.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm going to have a
Here's the fun thing about vegans when they cut out all the meat and dairy products and all that other stuff out of their diet. Because I was a vegan for a long time.
Yeah,
They hit the starch fucking hard. They hit it hard.
It's the only thing that'll fill them.
Have you ever seen a raw fruitarian sit down to eat?
No, because they don't live long enough for me to see one.
I mean,
I've had a couple channels that are older than 5 years.
I mean, it's like people who are like, "Oh, I'm a raw fruitarian." 2 years later, they're like, "I'm sorry, I ate meat. I can't help it. I was dying."
Or they sit down and they eat like
the two
50
things.
fucking bananas. Jesus.
You know what 2 things that never get old are? Making fun of anti-vaxxers and their children.
I mean, you've seen something recently that was it's a new urine therapy thing.
Oh God!
Please no.
They put drops of urine in their eye.
Okay.
Instant staph infection? What are we talking about?
And yet they go to Facebook for help.
Vision.
I've started using urine drops for my eyes, and I hold a glass of urine over my eyes. But they're red and they're pissing out pus.
All right.
Well, what can I do?
Goodbye.
Well, that fucking David Avocado Wolf guy recommends injecting it.
I did not think out of bed to hear about people using urine like Visine. I did not.
What can I do? My eyes are pissing out pus.
My favorite
and then the top comment is, "Oh, that's just normal detox. Don't worry about it."
Well, what gets me?
Nick left. I think Nick left because we're talking about urine as Visine.
Well, what gets me with all these fucking people?
Sorry, buddy.
The urine people and all these other anti-science people.
The urine people.
They're like, oh, the pharmaceutical, they're out to get your money. Now let me go buy this $80, natural supplement from Dave's House of Bullshit.
Yeah. That costs almost as much as your fucking prescriptions do.
I would happily sell these people
hate those
saline solution for £80.
I wouldn't hate the people who sold the woo, like the urine treatment and the supplement shit, if they said do it along with your chemo or do it along with your shit. But the fact that no, don't do that. That's why I hate them, because they kill people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, these people tell you not to touch chemo because chemo affects how your body reacts. So they say don't do chemo because that kills you.
When you're doing chemo, there are certain foods that you have to avoid depending on the chemo that you're getting. Simply because it can be it can counter-affect the chemo, which means you have to
grapefruit.
Yeah, grapefruit. Grapefruit is one.
Well, and the latest thing, which I think got shot down, thankfully, is vaccines cause teenage depression.
One of the ones I got was when I was in chemo.
You know what causes teenage depression? Being between the ages of 13 and 18. That's what causes it.
Well,
one of the things I got told to avoid when I was in chemo was
siblings dying probably doesn't help.
Well, here's something that an anti-vaxxer actually said to me like a few weeks ago. They're like, like 40% of people on chemo die. And I'm like, yeah, 90% of people who don't get chemo die. You fucking moron.
Yeah. It's because they have fucking cancer.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it doesn't cure everybody, right? And not having any treatment kills everybody. Well, we've been doing ancestry stuff for a while now, and a couple of years ago, my wife ended up going to Halifax, Nova Scotia, to track down her great grandmother and great grandfather, and so she's going through the birth and death records, and it's in chronological order. It's all handwritten shit, and she said like, you could tell when there was an outbreak, because any normal month would be maybe like 8, 10, maybe 15 people die in the whole town, and then you'd get where there was like 50 fucking a week, and they're all like half of them are under the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're kind of all that as she's going through the records, we had found like she didn't know her grandmother had any siblings. We found through documentation we found 5 others. Turns out she had 8 others, but 3 of them never made age 10.
No.
One of them didn't reach 2, and one of the other
And what we need to do is invent time travel so we can go back and get people from that era and have them come here and beat the shit out of the anti-vaxxers.
So
Excuse me, I have to go pee.
So she already hated the anti-vaxxers, and when she saw that,
Don't put it in your eyes, Angus.
I was gonna tell him,
Don't put pee in your eyes. Okay.
You can pee on your feet, though. That's okay.
It's going up my butt.
she would tell me about this one family.
Go pee.
The husband lost his wife and 3 children in the side of like 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And because it continues, like, oh, this child, the son, the daughter of this people, and this child, the daughter of these same 2 people, and this child, the son of these 2 people. Oh, and this, the wife of that guy. Like, holy fuck, what happened to this poor family? You know? And
yeah, one of the biggest culture shocks in this country was the first generation of families that would have 10, 12 children, and all of them lived to adulthood. Because the experience of their parents and grandparents was you had 12 kids, and if 2 of them made it to adulthood, you were doing really good.
Yeah.
It was expected for kids to die if you were below a certain...
My family, my uncle Mookie is like 17, 18 years older than my dad, and it's because there were so many kids in between. 5 of them survived to adulthood. 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why, it's funny when I remember I was a kid, and you would see like in third world countries where people are having lots of kids and a lot of them die, and because we had forgotten what you had just said, Jason, people were like, why do people keep having kids? It's like, no, that's how it was here.
Yeah, it was like that here. We only get the history of wealthy people, right? So when you say, oh, Abraham Lincoln only had 2 children, or so-and-so only had 3 children, they could afford to feed those children, educate them, and keep them from getting sick.
Yeah.
You go back a little bit further into history, and, royal families did not have a whole lot of luck of keeping their kids alive past 14.
No,
and those were the rich people of that time, right? Henry VIII wouldn't have been Henry VIII if his older brother hadn't fucking died. At I can't remember how old Arthur died. He was, I think, still in his teens when he passed away.
Yeah.
So it was,
look at Queen Elizabeth. Basically, she was 5th in line. A lot of people had to die before she,
A lot of people had to die.
Yeah. Yeah, we just go through an old cemetery sometime, and
oh my God, the number of babies in an old cemetery.
You'll see the same thing. Yeah, I mean, you'll see, a family headstone and a whole bunch of little stones next to it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see Ma, this kid, the next kid, the next kid, the next kid. They all died within a week and a half.
And those are the ones that had surviving family members that could erect a headstone.
Yeah.
There were times where the whole family was just everyone got the flu and died last winter.
Yeah.
So, just so you know, for those that care, I have clear lungs.
I was so concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of should have been.
Just the other day, I spent 2 hours crying into my open hands, thinking that you could possibly have dirty lungs. And now I know they're clear.
I am a clean lung person because I don't smoke. But
well, see, Angus, I'll say this, and I say this totally unironically. I had not been concerned about whether or not your lungs were clear, but now that I know that they're clear, I'm happy.
Yeah, you'll be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here
I
with
also
my
kind of left
off an ass.
the X-ray people in the hospital because they had to rename booth 13 to booth 12A.
Well, one thing that's kind of been cool to find out as I'm doing the genealogy, talking about everyone dying off in large families. I come from my father's side, a massive family. Everybody had 7 to 12 kids, and they all had 7 to 12 kids. Everyone lived a long time. So normally, the average lifespan for a black guy in America is 59 right now. It's really shitty.
Oh, jeez.
But it used to be a lot worse.
Twice the amount of Scotsmen.
But the thing is that I actually come from a line of long-lived black people. My grandmother Willie Bell lived to be 96. My uncle, my grandfather Ike was 88. My great grandfather George.
Well, you know what?
something.
You know why, right?
What's that?
Because black don't crack.
There you go.
Thank you for laughing at my own joke. Thank you.
I laugh.
The only thing that my dad found in my history, in our family history, is that on my father's side, I'm a direct descendant of Cotton Mather.
Oh,
Yeah, there's something to be proud of.
I'm a product of escaped slaves.
Mhm.
Cotton Mather, he's your fucking fault, Angus. That goddamn Reformed Presbyterian Puritan bullshit.
Mhm.
Look. I'm a product of escaped slaves from Jamaica.
They were like slave for
Okay,
3 days.
you go fuck yourself right now. You did not.
I have questions.
Don't, Zelda, don't.
Admittedly,
Just don't.
it was easier because they were white,
Yeah.
but they were sold into
Well, of
slavery
course
back
they
in
were.
Jamaica.
You didn't have to specify that they were white. We didn't
have to. That was not one of the
Yeah, that
things.
was not in question.
We figured they were white or albinos or something. They were just like,
You're saying that, but here's the thing. I forget the name of the actor. He's one of the people on Modern Family, that show with Ed. What's the name from Married with Children?
Ed Harris. What's his name? Ed, whatever his name is.
Yeah. So anyway, one of the dudes on that show, he was on the show with Henry Louis Gates, and they were doing Ancestry. Turns out his grandfather was actually like a quarter black, and he went back and he actually found he was actually descended of black African slaves.
Eventually all of us are not slaves. We are all descendants of.
My ancestors were entirely white, and they used that to their advantage to escape.
But Jason, I'm talking about like black slaves here in the U.S.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I just recently saw a documentary about Neanderthals encountering humans for the first time in Europe, and for the very first fucking time ever,
other humans.
The human,
our
humans
were humans.
Okay, Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens encountering.
No.
Go fuck yourself. I'm not getting into this argument with you.
I've got to say, you're Homo sapiens sapiens.
Yes,
it was Cro-Magnon.
They were portrayed as
Jason.
They were portrayed as African American, rather than what we always get: lily white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Which is only 6,000 years old. Ish. Micro, you giggle, but you know I'm right.
No, I'm not doing this, Angus. Not after having to watch that fucking North Star shit.
You know what, Micro? Micro.
The sun gives you superpowers. Micro.
Fuck you.
One second, Angus. One second, Micro. You can go fuck yourself. You didn't have to watch How Honey I'm Home.
No, we didn't.
Hi, honey.
You didn't have to watch.
I don't even know what you're talking
worst
about.
thing that has ever been put on that show.
It's a sitcom about Hitler and his annoying Jewish neighbors that you wish would die. Oh, wait, never mind.
Wait, what?
It was a sitcom in England about Hitler and his annoying Jewish neighbors.
No. How is this a real thing?
No, you don't. You don't.
It didn't last very long.
I discovered Dad's Army.
Excuse me. It was almost 12 episodes of a real thing.
Micro?
How is that a good idea?
I told you, Micro, the best thing you'll watch in the last show's fucking episode was North Star.
Wait, like Fist of the North Star?
No.
If only, Jam.
I don't know. I don't watch any of you fuckers, so I don't know.
North Star was a 1986 pilot, which was unsold, where the dude gets amazing superpowers from the sun, which lets him see, hear, and uber think.
It's bullshit.
He becomes Superman by staring into the sun.
No, he doesn't become Superman. He becomes like really smart and like have better senses for like 10 seconds until he starts to die.
If his eyes see the sun too much, his head starts to explode.
Yeah, his brain starts to light up.
And somehow his eyes are able to tell the difference between UV
He
from
gains
the sun.
super hearing that can hear sounds that were too quiet to be picked up by a fucking microphone.
Yep.
Don't forget the ultimate pleasure dome of scientists is an observatory.
Micro, where are you
Pleasure
located?
dome? Pleasure
Me,
dome.
I'm in Denmark.
He said
Pleasure dome. Scientist pleasure dome. It's a literal line in the fucking thing.
And the worst part is, I guessed it before the reveal. I actually figured out what they meant by that.
Yeah,
and I'm a
everyone
little
figured it out. Observatory.
Also, he performs spectroscopy with a stick, a leaf, and a lighter.
And a bit of broken glass.
Yeah.
Which, if the guy was shot, how come they couldn't tell that from the bullet hole in the corpse?
Makes MacGyver look like an amateur.
It really does. It was unsold for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guy who invents an enzyme that adds 10 years to your life, but then fucks up your grandchildren?
So no one will buy it because your genetics pass through microwaves?
Okay, with that, I have to go back to moving. Thanks for making me remember North Star.
The best thing we watched last week.
Bye, sweetheart. Huh?
It could have been high school.
Bye, Jason.
Take it easy,
I'm
Jason.
sorry.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, Jason.
Zelda, did you ever make that egg custard?
I did not. I have not made it yet.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll be right back. I've got to get a recipe for Zelda.
I got so wrapped up in making my goddamn Easter shit, all my Easter cookies and cross buns and shit. So
Well, you had eggs right in front of you. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I had to make like a metric ton of icing with those eggs. Well, the egg whites.
A metric ton or a metric fuck ton?
A metric fuck ton. Thank you for the correction. Thank you.
Just making sure.
It's an important distinction.
Yeah.
No, I do want to make it though. I'll probably make it because I make like one dessert every couple of weeks. So I'll probably try it out for the next one.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm able to breathe again for the first time in a while as well. So
it's important.
Comes in handy.
I'm not very good at it, but
yeah, I'm able to walk around my house without dying or having to wear a breathing machine. It's nice.
I didn't. Wait, you had to wear. I didn't know about that.
No, I had. Okay, I didn't go to a doctor, but basically because I've had it before, I know it. I basically had pneumonia, so I just popped some antibiotics and used my kid's nebulizer with albuterol every 4 hours for like a week.
You have well.
I don't have insurance. I stay my ass home.
Yeah, see, you're like
I had antibiotics stored up in my kitchen cabinet.
If I had known you had pneumonia, I would have driven down there and dragged you to a doctor myself.
Yeah.
Because
America sucks.
No lie, my friend Adam died last year from pneumonia.
Or so I knew what it was. So I did what I did last time. I just had every time Chepo's parents come up from Mexico, they bring us antibiotics because they can buy them over the counter there. So I've got a huge ass patch.
Buying antibiotics over the counter is not a good thing.
Yeah, that's. But how did you know that the pneumonia was bacterial?
Guess. I figured if it was pneumonia, it would help, or if it was bronchitis, it would help. And if not, the antibiotics wouldn't hurt me.
They will.
No. See, that's this conception. People think that it builds resistance. That's bullshit. What happens is if you have a bacterial infection and you don't complete your course, then what happens is the ones that survive were the ones that were stronger, and then you breed stronger bugs. The idea that taking it Well, on enough, the only potential problem is if you dump them and then get into the water and then they start fucking in the environment.
I wasn't talking about resistance. I was talking about the fact that taking an antibiotics course will damage your microbiota.
Yeah, you have to know what you're taking, and you have to make sure it is guided.
Either way, it worked. I'm not dead. I can breathe without having to do my treatments every few hours. So I'm
Well, you don't know it necessarily if that's because of the antibiotics. You can't say for sure that it worked.
True.
But anyways, I've sent you the recipe.
That's probably
Zelda is not dead. I'll call it a victory.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying I'm glad she's like I'm not glad that she's alive. Like,
I just gotta say that in Denmark and Scotland we did figure that shit out and got you cured properly.
Well, that's true.
Well, the thing is that to go to just an urgent care would have been about $120.
The fuck's urgent care?
It's like an emergency room, but without the $1,000-something price tag.
What's the $1,000 price tag?
Stop it!
Do you not remember when I broke my hand and I had like $5,000 in debt just for the emergency rooms?
Nope.
Not counting the $3,000 they wanted to do to perform the surgery.
No.
I remember. In fact, I was going to ask you how your wrist is.
It's fine. I don't have a knuckle anymore. Well, I do, but it's like
you do
moves around. Like comparatively.
Yeah.
We can
but
see.
I have full range of motion.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I remember for a long time it was like.
So hey, Micro, how good is it to have healthcare?
Preaching to the choir, Angus. We're all on the side of.
What's the point here? Like,
hey, what the fuck?
Want to rub it in their faces?
Yeah, what the fuck do you need healthcare for? Back when I still had teeth, whenever I would get an abscess, I would use cow antibiotics. Penicillin. You can go down to the local farm supply store, get yourself a big old fucking vial of penicillin.
Make your own. Use bread.
Nah.
I have friends that do that. They go to pet stores and farm supply stores.
And Micro is the only one that would panic over that statement.
Don't do that.
Clearly labeled for veterinary use only. Meant for direct.
That's why I'm saying Micro is the only one that was panicked with me saying, "Oh, make your own penicillin. Use bread."
Meant for deep intramuscular injection. You can use it orally, but it tastes like salty dead things.
Yeah. No, I feel you, Mudbroker. I have a friend.
Just to say it's salty enough that you can tell it's still salty.
She doesn't do cow. Fuck, I can't remember what animal it is. I want to say it's fish.
Yes.
Some kind of antibiotics. She goes to the pet store and buys instead of going to the doctor.
Well, you know Puka, right?
What the?
You know the true Puka, right?
Yeah.
I knew of him. I've met him like once.
But like back, I mean, he works for me and his wife works for me. But before, way back in the day, they would buy fish stuff and take it because they were broke back then. And I mean,
really for large animals.
Yeah, generally, most human medicines come from pig.
Well, we're not talking about where they come from. They're talking about what they're meant to be used for. Because you can go to a veterinary store and buy
medicines.
Mm.
Well, that's what always gets me about people here who are ignorant of the healthcare in Europe, and they'll like, you don't want to get that social medicine. I'm like, yeah, fucking sign me up twice.
I mean,
you have to pay more taxes.
And I have.
Yes, we want it, and so do you, and you don't realize it.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
insulin. Even insulin is getting produced not from pigs anymore, but from bacteria.
Yeah.
Or yeast, depending on the company.
Or yeast, depending.
It has been for a long time.
Yeah.
They've been doing that since the 80s, at least.
I always surprise people, because I'm being a business owner, and I've mentioned this to you, Angus, before, is that, being a business owner, then people think, oh, you're going to be conservative, because a lot of people are. And I have good health care because my wife works for pharma for 20 years. But so I've got some of the best health care you can get unless you're in Congress. But I'm like, fucking, hey, man, sign us up for that
So you do realize
I
you're getting
got
kicked out,
employees
right?
that want to work, and I want to pay them to work, but with those stupid overtime laws, I can't afford to pay them.
So you realize you're getting cheaped out because socialized healthcare means cheaper medicine, right?
Oh yeah, dude, we're on your side, man. We're
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, you stop, like, Angus, you can stop rubbing it in their faces.
I'm with you here, Angus. Believe me. The only reason my kids have decent health care is because of Medicaid.
There you go. Noracillin. $7, 100 milliliters of penicillin procaine G, 300,000 units per milliliter.
You
Angus,
really shouldn't be taking that stuff unless you're told otherwise.
For veterinary, well, I don't need it right now. I have it. This is old. I have false teeth now, so I don't have to worry about abscess teeth anymore. But this shit would clear it up. Figure out the dosage as compared to
Generally,
1,100
penicillin is
pound
not really
cow.
for teeth. It's amoxicillin.
Yeah, well, they don't have amoxicillin.
get.
They don't have amoxicillin at the fucking farm supply store. Penicillin procaine G.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Benzine penicillin.
Like socialism, where
It's a
we
basic
turn up, we say,
penicillin.
"Can I get this prescription, please?" And they go, "Oh, absolutely, here you go," because we don't get charged for it.
Blair.
Yeah,
I mean, I do have to pay for medicine to some extent. So I get, like, in Denmark we don't like unless it's something you get at the hospital or like emergency room, you still have to pay for it when you go to the pharmacy.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for pharmacy charges.
Yeah, but I don't have healthcare insurance that covers some of the costs of some drugs.
We've realised that if the government pays for it, then everyone can take it. So,
Well, see, part of the problem here, and because we're talking even Zelda was talking about in Mexico where you can get a lot of stuff over the counter. I know that's also true in Italy. Because conservatives here in the U.S. think the worst of human beings all the time. So they're afraid that, well, if you could buy, everyone would just abuse the healthcare system. And of course, that doesn't happen. People aren't just like, I'm fine, but I think I want to go to the fucking doctor. No one does that.
I mean, you do get your hypochondriacs, but they're like 1% of the population at best.
Well, and of course, we can't base our predictions of what will happen based on everyone else who's currently using those systems. That would be insane.
Let's ignore the fact that it'd be cheaper to supply a national health care overall.
That's the problem with Republicans, though. They 1% would fuck it, would do the wrong thing. So fuck the other 99% because 1% will.
By that logic, we shouldn't have cars.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people asked, why didn't I move over to the States? And I was like, I kind of need healthcare.
Angus, Micro, do you guys have these glorious things where you're from?
What the fuck are they?
Pecan eggs.
I know what.
Is it an egg or is it a pecan? Isn't a pecan kind of an egg?
Eggs.
Isn't that what a seed is?
Or
is it in the shape of an egg?
Or as I used to annoy Evil Jen, pecans are not eggs.
Oh, fuck off.
I mean, we have pecans, if that's what you're asking.
Oh my god, stop calling them pecans. They're fucking
We
pecans.
have pecan pies.
Oh
Well, so I say
At least pecan. For
Pecan.
fuck's sake.
they're fucking
No,
pecans.
Pecans, pecan.
I'm sorry. I would like to enjoy my pecans this evening.
Because the pecan people pick them from the pecan trees.
Pecan pie for pecan.
That used to annoy Will so much.
I know why, because it's irritating as shit.
Because the pecan people pick the pecans from the pecan trees, and they
It's like when
supply the
people say
pecan pies.
jambalaya.
Sorry, I can't change how I'm pronouncing something the way I'm pronouncing it my whole life.
No,
But in
that's
like
like
a
when
minute.
people from up north. That's like when people from up north say jambalaya or New Orleans.
Jambalaya in New Orleans.
It's fucking jambalaya in goddamn New Orleans.
Goddamn
If
New
you're from
Orleans.
there, it's New Orleans.
I say New Orleans. I've always said New Orleans.
No, it's goddamn. You have to have the goddamn.
You're right. We're gonna have to go down.
One of my favorite
I've never said
gaming.
goddamn Norlands.
Yeah, one of my favorite gaming YouTube channels. This guy, the Mighty Jingles, but he's a Brit, and I love him. But the one thing he says New Orleans, and every time every time he says it, I type it in the comments. Dude, say it fucking right, New Orleans.
Look, I understand people get confused because Louisiana also has Orleans Parish. However, it's different.
It's different.
It just fucking is.
Like I said, I used to annoy Will, but then again, Will just come from Florida, and we know what Florida's like.
You have no right to complain. Have you Copenhagen? No one pronounces that. How it's supposed to be pronounced.
No.
Every fucking other language in the world has their own version of the of Copenhagen, which is the actual name of the city.
Say it again.
The right way to say city is Copenhagen.
No, that's like saying it if you're the Swedish chef. The actual name of the city is Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Yeah, no, down here we call it Copenhagen.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if you go
to snuff tobacco.
Every language in the world has their own version of like spelling wise and pronunciation.
Yeah,
Just
Copenhagen
like
is
the city that drowned a perfectly good natural girl.
Hey, Marco, the way you said it, like the G is almost like swallowed or like not pronounced.
The G is more like the Zog, the letter Zog. Yeah, the letter Zog.
Work.
Not familiar with Zog.
Okay, let me put it this way. Fingen is a city, is a town, well, it's a village. The village of Fingen.
It's a place.
Pasta. What am I
It's a
preaching?
Fingen.
You're preaching pronouncing New Orleans.
Norland.
Okay, let me just.
Is Fingen known for their
And
sandwiches?
some other
Fingen
words.
sandwiches?
I will post to Joe how Fingen is spelled, and see if you can guess which one is a Zog.
Well, I know.
I'm just over here stealing my child's Easter candy.
It's not stealing if it's your child and they still live there.
It's your Easter candy too.
It's technically they're just being allowed to eat your Easter candy.
So
I buy these because none of my children eat them. So this is what I get out of their Easter basket.
The way Scottishmen spell it. Okay, so Fingen is Finzean in English.
And it's the set.
The Z is the Zog. So really it should be pronounced Fin3EAN.
Well, free is like it kind of looks like a free, but it's not.
Yeah, because you can't. Because in English,
Isn't that also why isn't that also the set in Mingus? The name
Mingus, Finian.
Yeah, it looks like it should be pronounced Menzies.
Yeah, Menzies should be pronounced Mingen.
Yeah.
I got your fucking Mingen right here.
Pronounced Vinin. It's the way it's pronounced. It's Finian. It should be pronounced like a young yin.
Funyuns?
Yeah.
Wait, Finian like IRA Finian?
Finian. Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way. I will post it to you too, Zelda.
So is this here in Scots the letter Yog, or is that pronounced Zog?
Zog.
Yog. Neil before Yog.
It's still accepted in Scottish, but it's not English anymore, if you get me.
Yeah. It's not in the alphabet. And the reason why it was replaced with set is because that was the closest thing they kind of had when typing, like typesetting was introduced, and you started having printing presses.
Also, it doesn't help that Scots is Middle English variant compared to Modern English, which is not Middle English, but it's Current English variant.
Well, it's like
which is an argument I've had with you before, Joe.
Well, I'm not talking about. I'm not even getting into that one about Scots. I'm not even having that out there. But the if you look at in English, things that it looks like ye old.
Yeah.
that's basically when the Norman conquest came and they brought the Latin alphabet and the silly Celts and Anglo-Saxons and Jutes and everything with their evs and thorns, and they're like, well, we don't have a type for that, so that's gone.
Well, that was Middle English.
Yeah, so they stuck the letter Y in, and so it was never yield. It was always
it was still pronounced the same way. It's just how they're written.
Now, does that mean that we're pronouncing stuff like you wrong nowadays?
Yes. And the letters like ash, the letter ash should have been A and E combined.
Right.
No, that's not called ash. That's called E.
Well, that's why I actually want to bring back. I want to bring back Ed and Thorn, because, like, they're one of those things where people who aren't native English speakers, they try to learn the language. It's the one they get screw up, whether you pronounce it as th or the. In fact, a lot of people who are native speakers fuck that up too. But that would get rid of all the question, because everything that are supposed to be would be Thorn, and everything that would go is Ed and.
Well, I mean,
well. To be fair, you should be, as long as they at least pronounce it as one of them and not like D. Then.
Well, I find Germans do that.
I mean, the purest English is Scottish.
Whatever.
Meanwhile, I'm down here just wanting people to be able to pronounce Chapatula correctly.
No, I mean the purest English is Scottish, because Scottish is directly from Middle English. The way it breaks off.
Can we just acknowledge that Angus has admitted that Scotland is English?
No, I said Scottish, which is Leyland.
I know.
Is an English dialect.
Angus, I'm making a joke.
Micro, he's not drunk enough to get all riled up.
Scottish is the perfect English, and Scotland is the original England.
If you want,
England better than England.
Doric is Scots. Lowlands is
Scotland is the part of England that wasn't contaminated by the Romans.
Hey,
it's the purest strain of English left.
They were contaminated by us, but okay.
Stuart spoke Lowlands, which is current Scots. Enough. Which is SSE. No, wait, no, it's
Angus.
SEES.
Angus, can you do a Doric accent?
Fit like Ken.
Say some more stuff.
Angus.
All right, Quine. Fit the Dane.
Fuck you.
I was saying, all right, woman. How you doing?
We trade.
All right, woman.
It sounds like you said fuck the Dane, but okay.
Quine is woman. So fit like Quine is. How you doing, woman?
Fine. I'm a Zelda burrito.
Fit like your loon is. What are you doing,
That
guy?
has got to be a thing somewhere.
Loon is guy.
I'm looking that
man.
up.
So
it's probably a thing in Zelda and Shepard's bedroom. That's a yes.
No.
I just wanted to hear what it sounded like, Angus, because we traced my wife's great grandfather. He was born in Aberdeen.
Oh, Aberdeen, eh?
All this cool genealogy stuff, because after a certain point, it's like after my paternal, I can do it on my mom's side. On my dad's, I can't, because the paternal great grandmother came over, and you can't trace back after her. They don't know who my grandpa's dad was. She didn't know, so it's like you can't really trace back. Plus, she came over on the boat.
Okay.
With my grandpa, it's a pain in the ass.
Okay. Fit like Joe. Fit are you doing? I'm sober.
How's the crack?
I like how sober seemingly isn't like it sounds like it's not actually a word in the language.
It's not.
Exactly. So, and there's probably a reason for that.
It's like fit like micro. Fire in.
Well, it's just like in German. There's no direct way to say you're sorry. There's no word for
Entschuldigung.
What's that?
I mean, if you fancied it, you could look up the Scottish to English dictionary.
Wait, what did you say?
Es tut mir leid. So which means it does me pain. It was literally like that. So
to say you're sorry is just Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung?
Entschuldigung.
Okay,
That's the German word for sorry.
Okay.
Micro knows that I can translate Star Wars into Scots.
Oh, good fuck no.
Not this again.
No, we're not gonna start this.
We're not doing this again.
Angus,
That
if
sounds
you
absolutely
ever
necessary.
want to come to your town, you will not do this right now.
Angus, do sing Rammstein in Scots.
No.
I'd have to translate it and then translate it.
Fucking God. Angus, did you listen to the song I sent you?
Which one?
The J-Rock one?
Oh, not yet.
I wasted my J-Rock on you.
I had company, and I told you, J-Rock didn't disturb me. I listened
I
to the
know,
likes of
but I felt
Bandmaiden,
like
fucking
K-pop
Baby
would've been way
Metal.
too obvious. I had to try something else.
What is J-Rock?
Japanese rock.
Oh. Like loudness?
Did you get the recipe I sent you?
Oh, I did. I saw that. Is that for the hot watercress pastry?
It is, and also making Scotch pies.
I don't know. Chepo told me I'm not allowed to make that pie again.
Why?
Yeah, you made suet pudding and you baked it instead of steaming it.
Steaming it.
Look, I made a fucking pie. Okay, I tried.
Zelda, have you ever heard of Nipples of Venus?
Yes.
That's a great name.
One of my next videos is going to be making Nipples of Venus. I'll show
I
you
can
how.
make that too.
Who the fuck came up with that name?
Amadeus,
Italians.
Amadeus.
Actually, they would be more nipples of Scarlett O'Hara because I use pecans and bourbon.
But are they redder?
They are delicious. They're fucking outstanding.
Well, I mean, you could make all sorts of nipples depending on how the rouge version.
Yeah, traditionally the classic Italian nipples of Venus are chestnuts and cognac. I don't
So is there a specific reason why they don't leave the actual nipple off and just make it a bonbon?
No way. I could tell you now.
It's
Italian
so much
nipples
food. If you
generally
put the
aren't white and pink.
Yeah, then you got a nipple of Venus. Otherwise, it's just a fucking bonbon. People would think you were French, for fuck's sake.
Can you get it in a pierced version?
I can tell you now. Italian nipples generally don't tend to be pink and white.
Well, no, they're Mediterranean.
They're more a darker color. Trust me on this. I stuck on 20.
You could reverse the order of your chocolate. Instead of having dark chocolate filling and white chocolate on the outside, you could do it the other way around, and then they'd be more like nipples of Venus Williams.
They should be canned with a reddish tinge on the nips.
That was fucking funny.
You're talking about people's nipples, Angus. It's weird.
I know Italian nipples.
Yes, we found out. I mean, to be fair, they should be red on the inside.
Okay, I suffered Maroon 5 several times tonight, and that was worse, Zelda.
What?
Your K-pop.
That's J-Rock, not K-pop. If you want K-pop, oh, believe me, I'll send it.
Sorry, that was rock.
That was J-Rock, yeah.
That is rock in Japan. Like,
I prefer J-metal.
Yeah, well, that's because you are a pleb who does not appreciate the Fury on Ice.
I think that might be the first time anyone has ever called Angus a pleb.
Yeah, I just dropped in there some proper Japanese metal from the 80s.
80s, Deer and Grey.
Loudness, man.
But yeah, no. Viennese nipples should be tinged tannish and then darkish pink.
And of course, filled with blood.
They should be filled with cream.
Okay, that's only if they're pregnant.
Yo, we gotta get some more fucking chicks in here. I swear to God. Like,
Hey,
Me and my
Dan.
female
I
friend
know
need
you
to
love
love
it. Hey, pass the Dan's here.
Zelda, you're the only woman who'll put up with them.
I swear.
No, I don't think she's
Micro's
like,
a woman that puts up with me.
Yeah, I like how Micro interjected there. Like, no,
no.
I know you're a twink,
We've had
Micro, but come on.
schizophrenic queen in here. What the fuck are you talking about?
Micro's the only woman that'll put up with me.
She's
Well,
twinky enough.
sadly, I must go to bed because I'm old and tired. And I don't know
Good
either.
night, Joe.
I mean, Mud's old and tired too, but I don't know what time.
Dream of
he ignores it.
Viennese nipples.
I still have more stamina. I am all things man.
He is all things white.
Mud,
What?
I said, Mud, you kind of look like Thanos.
A bit, yeah,
A
actually.
little bit, yeah. I just trimmed up here a few days ago. Trimmed my beard.
What you need to do is dye it purple and have like lines in it.
Look at these American pussies going to bed.
See if Mud was hosting the room, he could snap his fingers and then kick half the people out of the room with it.
Look at this. Micro and I, for Europeans.
No, Angus, stop right there. I have slept it for that. I woke up.
See, Micro's so dedicated he woke up for the
No,
show.
I didn't wake up for that. I just woke up and happened to see that it was on.
Micro is so dedicated he woke up in time to be here.
So anyway,
Bye, Joe.
everybody.
Night, Joe.
Night, Joe.
And the beat went on. Did I tell you about the YouTube channel I discovered, which mixes metal and Motown?
Oh, yes, you did tell me about that.
In fact, I sent you several videos.
Yeah, I haven't clicked it yet.
It's so good. It mixes so well.
I'm going to turn you fuckers on to the Shags. They are the greatest band in history.
No, because the greatest band in history is Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
I think I'll find it's more staying in time.
There's a backstory of the Shags.
I think you'll find that this is entirely subjective and not something you can actually discuss.
Oh. Think I want to know ya.
Hey, Frank Zappa said the Shags were better than the Beatles. And if
Yeah,
Frank-
anything.
if Frank
better than
Zappa
Beatles.
said it was
subjective
good,
opinion.
that's all you need to know.
There's
So,
not a lot difficult to be better than the Beatles.
Yeah, but if Frank Zappa says you're good, fuck.
Yeah,
So
good for
that's
that.
all you need
Frank,
to know.
wait,
Angus,
Frank
Angus?
Zappa also said that Captain Beefheart was fantastic.
Nah.
Angus, me and my Beatles finals are flipping you off from over here.
Yes, but Zelda, you've not got out the 60s yet.
Huh?
You've not got out the 60s yet,
What do you mean?
music-wise.
Yes, I have.
She listens to fucking K-pop. How is that not?
A micro. I also listen to frickin' Jazz Manouche.
Yeah,
I got
but
a
like,
lot of shit.
yeah, but I mean, he can claim that you're stuck in the 60s if you listen to K-pop.
I can, and I will.
I don't think they had a lot of K-pop in the 60s.
Yeah, but how many Merle Haggard lyrics can you quote?
Oh,
None.
shit. Oh, shit. Hold on. Fuck.
And the beat went on.
God damn. I
I'll
don't know,
turn-
but I can sing all of Queen of my double wide trailer with the polyester curtains and the redwood deck.
Give me. You haven't heard anything till you've heard the Temptations to Black Sabbath or Danzig. It works. It strangely works. Oh no! What you want is Edwin Starr's War to Slayer's South of Heaven. It works. Edwin Starr, he just does metal. I can't help it. Motown does metal. It works. Excuse the goth girl in the center there who doesn't know metal well
Wait,
enough.
what? Did you,
Doesn't know metal beyond Marilyn Manson. What does she know?
this motherfucker? What can you look at?
Little Miss 4 pints.
Little Miss what?
4 pints.
Look, I don't have an alcohol tolerance anymore. Leave me alone.
You need to hang out with us more. We'll work on that.
I'm
What
working on it.
is
She's
I
going to
went
be ready by the time I visit her, right? Again.
Wait, what?
You're going to be ready by the time I visit you, right?
Yeah, I'll pregame for when you come. And again, hopefully I won't be pregnant this time so that I can actually drink.
Maybe not by the start.
Sorry, Chepo's not gonna get cucked by the one-bald bastard, okay?
I'm calling him that from now on.
Well, I always help pregnant women out of the ditch. It's an old joke in Wisconsin. You'd have to be a native to understand.
Yeah, sorry, I don't get it.
That doesn't translate.
I was out driving the other day, and I found this woman slid her car off into the snowbank. So I offered to pull her out. And she said, "Well, why would you do something like that?" And I said, "Well, I always help pregnant women out of the ditch." She said, "Well, I'm not pregnant. You ain't out of the ditch yet either."
That's disturbing.
I've been
that is Wisconsin.
I've been backing things up and music-wise.
Did anyone catch what he was trying to say there?
I've been doing things in the style of Bach.
Bach.
He's been balking things up instead of backing things up.
So I've done Hell's Bells Prime, the way it's meant to be. You get the proper music for Prime. Prime is the way it's meant to sound. And then you do retrograde inversion. And then you put it together in a Baroque way.
No, now he's just saying words. I feel like I'm playing the castle level of like an indie retro game.
So that was the Prime. That's the way it's meant to sound. I figured out the music for this for a long time. This is inversion. This is playing it where the note was down, it goes up on the bottom line, depending on where it is.
So it's silence?
Chepo would understand and completely enjoy this. Because he understands music.
Just waiting to be able to hear it.
That's not how you talk into a phone, Angus. So what?
So that was entirely the same piece of music.
Huh?
That was the same piece of music, just inverted.
What, Hell's Bells?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure. Like, the bell was making me think, but I didn't know.
Yep, that was it inverted though. And this is retrograde, so this is it reversed. I kept the percussion the same as it was.
Jesse, you're a fucking nuisance.
So it's still Hell's Bells.
Slowed down.
No, reversed.
Reversed. That's what Bach would do, though. Bach would take a piece of music, he would invert it, reverse invert it, and then put it all together. I've yet to put it all together, but an example of it, a fugue, would be Seven Nation Army.
I was never overly impressed with Jack White.
That's Seven Nation Army.
I don't know. I like Jack White. I remember I used to like. I had the White Elephant CD.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere.
I
I
should
used
like.
to love, what is it, Ball and a Biscuit? That song on there, I adored it.
Yeah, I should like him a lot more than I do for some reason.
The guy's a bit of a prick,
He
but his
comes
music
off
is
as just little fuck is the thing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's a big part of it, and it comes through.
But a lot of what I was just doing just there is because I was inspired by Shredmaster Scott, who is a metal guy that takes modal music and he teaches you how to play modal music, but he also teaches you music theory like Bach compared to but he takes metal tunes and puts them to Bach's.
Yeah, Chris, I'm trying to remember who did it. I think it was Deep Purple for the guitar riff for "Smoke on the Water." That was actually an inverted version of either a Bach or a Beethoven tune. I can't remember exactly what, but
well,
yeah,
I guess if it was Bach, it would be a prime version.
yeah. I can't remember exactly. I saw the interview with the guy fairly recently. You know, the guitarist come up with the riff from "Smoke on the Water." He said, "Yeah, fuck, it's just Bach basically inverted, Bach or Beethoven, I forget which. But
Yeah.
and he mentioned which bit he took it from. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
It is. I love playing music theory. You got Nothing Else Matters, which is done, which is,
For some reason, I'm thinking of King's Quest.
As I said, like all of this reminds me of like playing the castle level in some kind of like indie retro.
Well, that was the prime version. Nothing Else Matters,
What about the Kelvin version?
No. This is the inverted version, which same piece of music. But creepier. Amazing how just changing wherever notes are, same notes, but just where position changes things.
Have you ever heard the Pachelbel rant?
Oh God, yes, I have.
Yes.
The dude is so right.
Yeah, no shit, man. And you listen to him, yeah, fuck, he's right dead on. Green Day. It's the same fucking thing.
Here's the retrograde version of Nothing Else Matters. Which is the reverse version, remember?
Hey. Knock down.
So I need to get around to making those into a fugue at some point, or just a general mash of play.
Well,
That's
that
what I've
all
been
sounds
obsessed with
very
recently.
lovely. I'm gonna head out.
Just
So-
because it's
Micro.
5:30 in
Bye.
the morning
Micro.
for you.
It's not 5:30. It's 6:30.
What, you've got 2 hours ahead of me now?
No, it's 5:30.
No, it's 4:30.
It's 5:30 here.
So I said
think it's
5:30. It's 5:30 for you.
Okay, that's because I'm used to 5:30, meaning
Because you're
6.
retarded and European, I understand.
You're European too, you moron.
A quarter of that always drove me fucking nuts because what time is it? It's 6:15. Is it a quarter?
Yeah,
to
that's the thing
or a
that
quarter after?
That's why I like how in the South it's quarter till.
Well,
it's a
on
European,
that,
a mainland
on that
European
timely
thing.
note, I'm out.
Yeah, okay,
nice
Michael,
one.
bye. It's a mainland European thing where you say 1/2 and they mean 1/2 instead,
That's fucking weird.
right?
What?
You say 1/4 and mean 25:15. It's like no. We mean 1/4 or 1/4 even, and they're like 23:45. No.
I find this is much easier just by saying quarter till or quarter after.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a European thing. It's a mainland European thing. You have to get used to it. So if you say 3:30, they think you mean 4:30.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
No sense whatsoever.
We've had absolutely nothing on the chat for a while. I don't think anyone's watching this at this point.
I don't know.
I was excited. I saw Pastafarian Dan.
He's always watching these now. He misses us.
Aww. What the fuck is with the description? So I'm back from the pub of awful music Zelda can explain. Oh, you really were banking on me coming to this.
Yeah.
Claims there's
I know
watching.
you.
Fucking weird. Did you tell your friend Joe that he wooed me with his dance moves?
I never got around to telling Joe that he wooed you with dancing.
Huh?
I never got around to telling you, don't pass the dance here. I never got around to telling Joe that he wooed you with his quick step.
I showed that video to Chepo and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with that man?
Joe's Irish. I can't speak for him.
Oh shit. Now you really gotta tell him.
I cannot speak for an Irish fuck.
Oh, Cheetah Man is here too. Hello, Cheetah Man. I don't know who you are, Cheetah Man, but hi.
He's one of our AVPSO regs, or was. I don't know if he still is. I can never tell him these days.
I always feel bad whenever like you talk about the very public spanking of, or whenever like Jason would talk about Let Me Finish, because I never watch or listen to anything you guys make.
Oh, the hurt.
And
The
your
hurt.
friends,
Oh God, the
you
hurt.
but I can't. It takes too long. I don't have that many hours to sit there. Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
And your format is a pain in the ass.
Mixer. Unfortunately, the license runs out next week.
Yeah. What are you gonna do then? Huh?
Why
Probably
can't
renew
you
it.
on YouTube anymore? What happened?
YouTube is a dick.
He went through 5 channels in one night.
YouTube only lets us make so many channels a year, and we got through all 8 of them.
How the fuck did you manage that?
Copyright
Just-
strikes.
Stupid ding after stupid ding.
Yeah.
Oh, this is totally in the public domain. Oh, look, someone has
There,
claimed it
there's
in
people
fucking
squatting
China.
on there's people squatting on public domain content now.
Yeah.
Weird.
MST3K squat on fucking public domain.
Yeah, we got flagged by Rift Tracks for Santa versus the Martians.
Uh,
Or
There-
some distributor in Thailand will claim.
yeah.
Yeah, companies that have been writing public domain stuff to DVDs will put the video on YouTube and then they'll claim it as their own, even though it's public domain.
I think the only thing that's truly public domain in the U.S. is anything that was produced right this year. I think it would be 1923. After
Oh no, there's Night of the Living Dead is public domain.
yeah, kinda, sorta.
Kind of, sort of, nothing. It is. That's
You-
why so many publishers have
I
got hold of
know
it.
for a long time, The Strange Love of Martha Ivers was public domain.
But
We
you see,
need to do a public spanking of Laurel and Hardy because they were fantastic, but their films are shit.
they're still not in public domain. The thing is, what people don't understand, patent and copyright law is written into the United States Constitution. It's a specific clause in the Constitution that after a certain period of time, inventions and, other things, like writing and shit like that, will pass into the public domain free of charge. And what happened is it used to be it was I think 50 years before
It's
all
70.
maybe it was 70. I forget exactly what it was. Right now it's like 95.
It's
But,
from the death of the author, 70
Oh.
years.
No, that's in Europe.
No, that's in US as well. We had to cover this in the computing classes.
No, it's not from the death of the author. It's from the date of the copyright or the patent. Because, like I said, it's an actual clause of the Constitution. What happened was, though, back in the 1990s, it used to be 50 years. The copyrights were going to expire on Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, a lot of the big Disney properties. And they backed a few trainloads of money up on Congress, and they changed it to where if it was owned by a corporation, it could go to 95 years before it passed into public domain.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But it used to be, and they've changed patent law over the years too. It used to be a patent was 12 years, then you could renew it for another 12. And they've kept extending that and extending that and extending that, especially with like drug patents, shit like that. But yeah, anything made before, I think it's 1923 is the current year, is public domain, and you cannot copyright that at all, even if you exclusively distribute it, make your own version of it. Well, if you make your own version of it, if you could show that it was different enough from the original work that it was considered a new original work, you could copyright it again. But yeah, and eventually it's going to come around and bite Disney in the ass when Mickey Mouse and all that shit is public domain and anybody can use images of Mickey
I
Mouse.
think that's this year, actually.
Mudbrooker?
Ah.
Where does your chin end?
Right about there.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Nose.
Somewhere.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't tell. It was look. I'm tired. I'm doped up on albuterol. And,
Mine.
yeah, but your beard makes you look creepy, and his looks nice and majestic.
It is a glorious example of facial hair.
Just because mine's is ginger.
It has nothing to do with it. There are some really, really nice ginger beards. Yours just doesn't happen to be one of them.
Pish.
No pish.
What the pish?
Oh, what the fuckity goddamn.
I grow mine with dignity, young lady.
Young lady. You're what, how many years older than me?
6, 7.
Yeah, shut up.
You're just a wee lassie.
Yes, she's a poor wee lassie. I mean, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I'm fucking near to the age now though where I can get away with actually calling everybody boy, girl, kid, shit like that.
See, she accepts she's younger than me and smaller than me.
That's because you're a motherfucking giant. And also, dude, I'm like 4'11", 5 feet tall. Everyone's fucking taller than me.
It's fun when you're beside me. Sometimes I'll even see you at my shoulder or my elbow.
I'm poisoning your food when you come here.
Will he notice?
Nothing lethal, just something annoying, right?
Will he fucking notice? Well, annoying.
No, I overseason everything. He ain't gonna notice shit.
Well, we might have another ginger next time.
Who?
I'm trying to remember what his name is on YouTube. Adam Crane. I know it. I can see it in my head. Motherfucker.
What, on this show, another ginger?
No, he's American.
Okay, yeah. Are you talking about have another one on this show?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, because I was talking about you come to my house and I'm tired, and it was like, you're not bringing somebody else to my house. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No, I just bring myself and my awesomeness.
I ain't got enough guest rooms for that shit.
Well, he's bringing me. I mean, why would you bring
That's
somebody
fair.
else?
We're gonna shack up together and
What, you and Mudbrooker?
yeah, we're gonna bring the gingy whiteness.
Mm. Our children will rule the world.
They will.
Our offspring will be belligerent and numerous.
They will be able to handle all the booze and all the food.
Oh, shit.
Adam, where the fuck is your channel, mister? Because I know it. I've got to go through all the things and hope I haven't deleted them. Because I did have a big purge. Oh, I might have deleted them.
Well, on your friends list?
His YouTube name started with Adam. Is it Ginge?
That's helpful.
He was one of the old crew back in the day.
Does he ruin everything?
No.
Oh.
But his missus is out of town, so he's free for the next few weeks.
Hold on.
Let's hope he doesn't watch tonight.
Check your phone.
I might.
Because I don't want to say this person's name out loud if it's not them. Because he was one of the old crew. Anybody know whatever happened to fucking Ash?
He died in a fire, hopefully.
I mean, we can dream, but evil never dies.
Sounds like there's an epic there.
Oh, you don't know the whole story of
Oh,
Ash?
Jem, you are far too young to understand the issue of Ash.
I don't know a lot of things. I think I'm the newest person here.
Ash is the Raven was an atheist YouTuber back in the day who was bug nutty. And
Kind of looked like Frank Zappa.
yeah, I
No, that is an insult to Frank Zappa.
Had the hair.
That's an insult to Frank Zappa.
Yeah, but he did have the hair.
But he went a little nuts. And
About Della?
yeah, he pretended that he had this porn star girlfriend who was carrying his love child, but she also had cancer. And he used this fake Facebook account with nothing but stolen pictures to woo another atheist YouTuber. What was it, Ruby
He tried
something?
to do it to several people. He tried to do it to Felida as well.
Ruby Dynamite.
Ruby Dynamite, that's right. I don't know. He had Della up in my inbox all the time trying to befriend me because I had broken up with him. And just, it all came out that it was all fake, and then he lost.
You did.
Sounds like a professional internet stalker.
He's fucking that job.
One of the earlier ones, yeah. He was, yeah. He's got an Encyclopedia Dramatica version about him.
Yeah. Encyclopedia Dramatica is fun.
Ash and Della. Oh, yeah.
I'm
saying Ash and Della. Oh, yeah.
That whole thing was freaking nuts.
Back in the days when Brett Keane was the worst thing we faced.
Oh, Christ.
Oh my god, I'm nostalgic for Brett Keane.
I know, right?
Oh,
Was
Christ.
it
The worst thing we ever faced at one point.
He's still around, apparently.
Yeah, he's not on YouTube so much. He does mostly live stream type shit.
Who, Brett Keane or Shock of God?
Yeah, Brett Keane.
I've never seen a video of him sitting up.
Yeah, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever have either.
I am disappointed that my own personal Brett Keane retired after I made him 2 videos.
Who?
Ash.
Ash is the Raven?
No. Ah, shit. Hold on. I have to Google it now. That's how old it is.
What's the way? Is that the one that threatened you with IRA bullshit?
Yeah, no, that's Sky's the Limit 7.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's the guy that threatened me with the IRA. That was right. I forgot about that.
Because that's the kind of guns you pull out over YouTube.
Right. I'm going to threaten you with the IRA. Can you even tell me where I am, pal?
What do you say, in the name of Michael Collins or something?
In the name of Michael Collins, please take this down because something. That was his comment. In the name of Michael Collins, please take this down. I'm like, why the fuck would I care about Michael Collins? I'm Scottish.
Well, Scottish, doesn't that mean you're a plastic Mick?
Wait, I'm scrolling through slowly but surely.
See, now you've got me thinking of all the old punching bags. Mystical Forest.
No, it wasn't Ash. It was Ran. Ran Campbell.
Oh God. I'm trying to think. You know who I miss? I miss Inventor Gorilla.
IG is dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, he died. He was decent when he wasn't on YouTube. No, because on YouTube he played up how much of an asshole he was. In private, he was perfectly fine. He was a very nice guy. But I miss IG.
IG was never an arsehole to me.
Yeah, we got into it a few times.
Yeah, he was never an arsehole to me. He was always the centrist Christian to me. I think
this was also back when I was 21 and full of piss and vinegar on the internet. So
I think he knew I wouldn't take his shit.
Probably.
21, weren't you still in the bat house then?
I was in the bat house, yes.
All the bats,
Bob's baby.
all the bats are dying off around here. There's a fungal infection. They call it white nose. They call it white nose disease. And around here, the bats will either migrate or they'll hole up for the winter in a cave. And the shit's been spreading around. So across the UP of Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the fucking bats been dying off.
That's not good.
That sucks.
Not as a rule, no. I mean, they're a pain in the ass when they get in the house. Pain in the ass when they get in the house, but other than that,
Yeah.
Well,
kind of
in the UK, it is illegal to do anything about bats once they're roost in your house.
around here. You can't kill them, but you can chase them off. You can basically put up little ultrasonic things, which kind of confuse them, so they don't come back into your house. And you can put up screen to keep them out.
I
They
have
do
yet
it.
to figure out how that bat got in my house.
Didn't you have a whole scared episode while you're hallucinating about a bat?
Huh?
Didn't you have a whole hallucinating episode about a bat?
I had hallucinating episodes about lots of things.
I'm pretty sure the bat was real.
Yeah, the bat was real. I have photographic proof of the bat. The hallucination was other shit.
Flying around the ceiling fan, wasn't he?
Yes, and fucking dive bombing my goddamn head. And also,
Did it get stuck in your hair like in the movies?
I don't know. It just flew at me, and I swung a Pepsi bottle at it. But Cheetah Man, yes, early internet drama was weird.
Yeah, I mean, remember the Stigma Dane drama where I called him a falafel and then he flagged me for like several videos?
Stiggy. Fucking Stiggy.
He's still mad.
Speaking of internet drama that we're supposed to care about, that Logan, whatever his name is going to Antarctica for some reason.
Look, I should have had.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe he'll freeze to death.
if we were going by internet rules, I should have continuing his drama with Fringelmints, or Fringe Elements as he's called.
Oh fuck! Wait, why do I know that name? Why do I know the name Fringe Elements?
He is a white janitard. Debated skeptical heretic.
Okay, yeah.
Tried to debate
Charming.
skeptical heretic. Sorry, I should say.
I missed Skep. He was so fun.
Skep's still around. He's in the background. He doesn't let people know he's around. I'd have issues with Stiggy.
Well, everybody had issues with Stiggy because he's an ornery little fuck.
I'd have issues still with God's Watching YouTube / Ryan Campbell. I'd still have issues with that black genitard, but he deleted himself after I took a video on him. In fact, I think I made like 3 or 4 people delete themselves after I was like, hey, guys, look at this tit.
And if you ever want to get the feel of like old atheist YouTube, start watching fitness YouTube. Because they make the same kind of response videos and shit to each other, and it's wonderful. Calling them out of
See, I think
lift. It's so great.
I think YouTube should have kept video responses.
Yeah.
They should have kept a lot of things.
They went, oh, we can't have this. We'll never look good in front of many people.
It's
Like,
too
who
much
gives a-
fun. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah. Video YouTube. And they're like, what was the demise of YouTube? And it's like, video responses. You removed them.
I don't
People
know,
could actually respond to people, and you could see those responses in this tab.
And I've sat down a few times to record something, and it's like I'll get halfway through it, and I'm like, you know what, this is not worth the trouble. It's really not.
Yeah.
I don't
I've
have
made absolutely no
anymore.
content of my own.
Hmm?
I've made absolutely no content of my own. I'm not a YouTuber.
I still got to find a way to get my old shit taken down.
We'll flag it.
Yeah.
I don't have a means to care enough to do anything anymore.
That's about it. I'm not angry enough, and I just don't give a shit. If I see somebody doing something that's idiotic, it's like, oh, there's another fucking moron. Okay. And I move on with my
Well,
life.
A lot of what motivated me originally was taking the piss out of these people. And then I got into it, and yeah, I took the piss out of these people and many other people, but then Atheism Plus happened, and I was like,
Atheism Plus.
Remember Atheism Plus?
You got to remember, for like the last year of YouTube, I was just drunk the whole time. So you really got
The whole Atheism Plus was like people creating the whole thing of atheism plus feminism. Plus this.
Yeah,
Plus
yeah, yeah.
that.
I think
Yeah.
that was after I got out. That was after I got out.
Around about the same time. Well, it might have been a little bit before, actually. I'm trying to remember.
I never got into the plus thing, and then they attacked Thunderfoot, which I was like, yay, attack Thunderfoot because he's a dick.
Yes. Because he is.
Because he is. He is a creepy, rapey fuck.
I can never listen, by the way, because of that Craps with Bears video of the dancing thunder feets. I can never listen to Play That Funky Music, White Boy without seeing dancing thunder feets.
Dancing
Every time it comes
thunder
on.
feet.
Did we ever discover, was that Coughlin? I don't think Coughlin has the time to draw that much.
I don't think Coughlin
No.
has the talent to draw that.
No, I don't think it is. Coughlin has the talent for making fun of things, but
He's an artist, he is not.
no. I don't know who it was, but they were good.
The Craps with Bears account was great. You know who disappeared that I still wonder where they went? The one that I went to visit in Philly with Chepo.
Philly, Rith.
Philly. I know who you mean. Black guy.
Yeah,
The different guy I'm thinking
Darnak.
of.
Daranak.
What the fuck ever happened to Dar? He just disappeared one day.
Just disappeared. No one could contact him.
It's like Jaguar Jones. He just dropped off the face of the planet.
Well, fair enough if he has to work or anything like that, but no, Dar just disappeared. He wouldn't even respond to Skype or anything like that.
Yeah.
You went to a Chinese restaurant with him, if I remember.
Huh?
You went to a Chinese place with him.
Yep.
I remember every little thing.
All them gone, and yet I'm still here.
Because you're awesome, my Brooker.
Huh?
That's because you're awesome.
Oh yeah. Actually,
well, Santa will what Santa does.
Santa is eternal.
Cheetah Man, while Claire is still around, she just doesn't do videos anymore.
Yeah, I see her comment every now and then on things.
She's still around. She's still sarcastic.
Wait, is Evo Gen still around?
Who, sorry?
Is Evo Gen still around?
No, Will isn't around anymore.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
I don't know. He blocked me like shortly after I married Chepo.
Well, I would
have handle. Yeah.
I mean, it's fair.
They remember they did split up.
Huh?
No, I'm just remembering old times.
What did you say?
They did split up.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, shit. Claire was one of my first two subscribers on YouTube. Her and Prof MTH. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember Prof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Claire and Prof. Huh?
Mr. Mitch.
Yep. Yeah, they were my first two fucking subscribers, of all people.
Who'd have thought that King Crocodile would turn out to be a dick, eh?
King Crocodile? Oh.
Yep. Kind of incelish.
That's not surprising. I'm trying to think. Fuck. Abusive anti-theist Charles. I know he's not posting anymore. I think I have him on Facebook.
See, when I pointed out to people that I wasn't an anti-theist, they didn't like it.
I gotta take my night meds.
I was like, yeah, I don't,
All right,
I
old
don't
man.
hate religion. It just shit.
Actually, a vitamin, an aspirin, metoprolol, and a torvastatin. I take more in the morning.
He's got to weaken his blood.
Mm.
Make it flow through his heart easier.
Got to push it through them crowded veins.
Yeah. Much like
Does
Crowded
Aldous
House.
Fowler still post?
Huh?
Much like Crowded House, but it's Shiny, happy, heart-killed people. I am far too pleased with that.
You would be.
I take my isosorbide in the morning.
Shiny, happy, heart-dead people.
Actually, my heart. My heart is fine.
I
It was. It was
would-
only. It was
I do
only.
another Crowded House fucking song, but I don't know any other Crowded House songs.
It was only a 99% blockage in that coronary artery. No shit.
Shiny, happy, blocked artery people.
You would think something like that would have symptoms, but fuck no. It's amazing it didn't kill me actually, because
Well, to be fair, my heart will never get me. It'll be my liver.
No fucking surprises there.
I sent a shot of what my round was to Zelda.
Look, no, hold on. I will hold this up to the camera so that
Bear
everybody,
in mind, I was drinking on my own.
which is sad enough in itself.
I was bored in the
Okay,
house. I had
just
to
to
get
be
out.
fair, you weren't drinking on your own. You were texting me the whole fucking time.
True. I was bored in the house. I had to get out of the house.
nah.
So you go to your
Alright,
pub.
Let me turn up my light on my phone. Okay, he sends me this after he's been there for a good, 2 hours?
Mhm.
Or at least an hour talking to me, drinking. He's like, okay, last round of the night. Fucking this shit.
That was 2 double jacks and Coke, a Jack and Coke, and some amaretto on ice.
Jack, you live in Scotland and you drink Jack fucking Daniels?
With Coke? Yeah,
that,
with
that
Coke.
goddamn hillbilly fucking swill.
Hey man,
Hey.
over there it's an import.
Hey,
Jack Daniels is shit. Have you ever seen the fucking still that they use to make this?
It
No.
could be rusty as fuck. It makes
It's-
tasty booze.
Fuck,
Okay,
wait,
but
way
Jack
too much
Daniels
pride.
is good as a mixer. You don't want to mix good
Not-
things.
Not
Exactly.
not
It's
even
Jack
that.
Coke. It's not Jack on its own. If it was on its own, it'd be a proper fucking malt. But I'm not going to spend that much fucking money. You realize how expensive it is to buy a malt?
Because they fucking tax the shit out of it in your country, even though that's where it comes from. Wisconsin is known for very low liquor and beer taxes. That's the reason why I stay here.
Do you
No,
realize how
I
expensive
shit you,
it is
I
to
shit you
buy
not.
a
People,
fucking drink?
I shit you not. People are amazed. They come to Wisconsin, they go to a liquor store or a gas station, because pretty much everywhere sells liquor and beer in Wisconsin, and they're fucking amazed. Holy fuck! I'd pay twice as much for that in Mississippi. They just can't
Oh.
fucking believe it.
You can't beat Louisiana though, because you can go anywhere in fucking Louisiana and you're going to get a fine selection of liquor.
Yeah,
Except where Zelda takes you.
I didn't take you nowhere in fucking Louisiana.
You took
buy
me to
liquor?
get beige nets and look at some vinyls.
What? I did what now?
You took me to some beige nets, look at some vinyls and some muffalos.
Oh my god. Fucking
Muffaletta.
beignets and muffalata. You fucking. Oh,
There's only
I
one.
went to New Orleans to get beignets. I didn't take you nowhere to get liquor because I couldn't get drunk. When you come down again, I'm getting moonshine. Don't fuck with me, boy.
Ah, so you tell me, so what? Tell me what? Well, I'm going to get drunk, so I tell you what, I'm going to get some gators, and gators going to wrestle you, and I'm going to fight and die. So
Fuck
tell
no.
me what?
The South is famous for moonshine, but fuck, we had just as much of it around here.
Hold on, I'm getting Zelda riled up.
My wife's grandpa, fuck, he was an old moonshiner.
I've got an evil look. Hold
Oh,
on.
my cousins make it, so I can get the flavored shit.
I'm gonna take you down there, and then I'm gonna get you drunk, and then my brother-in-law's gonna come along, and then I'm gonna get you trail, and then hitch you up in the trailer.
Do me a
All right.
favor. Just follow the
Boomhauer.
instructions, please, Angus. Take your teeth out. Go find a dick and put it in your mouth instead. And shut the fuck up.
Tell you what.
I can't drink right now because it'll fuck with my medicine and I hate you. Oh, wild turkey. Fuck yes.
There's only one liquor that should have rye in it, and that is bourbon.
Fucking wild turkey. That's the
101.
first thing I ever got drunk off of.
Yeah.
Because I
First thing
found
I
a
got
bottle of
drunk
my
off
dad's
was
shed out in the
orange.
shed. And me and my friend sat out in the shed, sitting on frickin' buckets, passing back and forth.
See, the first
That
thing I got
bottle
drunk off was
happened.
orange. It wasn't meant to be. I don't know what color it was meant to be, but it was orange when I drank it.
What?
I don't know. It was some weird stuff. I think it was some sort of Spanish wine, but it was meant to be white.
I don't know. It's just, but I had friends over and we were out in my dad's shed for whatever. But I think
No,
it was fucking hot.
no, sorry, tell I. First time I got drunk, I had the police round.
As is tradition.
Could be worse. You could have had to take the police chief's pig drunk daughter home.
No. See, I got drunk. Neighbors called the police. Police came round. My dad was in Tenerife. And it was my dad's house. I got locked out the house, but they came round. And I managed to convince them that those bigger boys did it and ran away. Before everyone let me back in the house.
Oh my god. My mom knew I drank that night too, because like the next day she came in to wake me up for school and she's hitting shit thinking I'm gonna be hungover. But I'm like fucking 15. There's no hangovers when you're 15.
My dad, I'm surprised he didn't notice the burn marks on the roof.
My dad has a story about when he and his brothers got into this big bottle of wine or something that my grandmother had. And what they did is they drank some of it, and then they thought they were really clever, so they filled up the amount that they drunk with Kool-Aid.
What flavor?
And then they wanted more, so they drank more of it, and they filled it up with more Kool-Aid.
They didn't
Because they're
understand the
brilliant.
power of weakening booze.
And
right?
eventually there was none of it left, and it was all just Kool-Aid, so they thought, well, that's not going to work. She's going to see through that. So then they tried to accidentally knock it off of like the top shelf of the cupboard to make it break open.
Oh my god.
They kept trying over and over and over again until finally it smashed open. And apparently when she came home to find the glass and the sticky mess everywhere, she totally bought it.
So, when I had the police round, I also vomited on drink. And I didn't drink again for 4 years.
What got you started again?
I realized I had to get over it.
Got to get back on that horse.
The fuck out of that phobia, didn't you?
That the whole smell made me used to vomit, almost vomit, dry heave for 4 years. So I pretend to drink half the time. And then I was like, you know what? I'm old enough. I should, 17, old enough. I need to drink. And then I got drunk. And apparently I flashed people.
I can believe this. Yes. Okay.
I don't believe it. I don't remember it. Besides, my boxers were in my sporting. So thus I couldn't have. I was
I've only
17.
ever been blackout drunk once.
I've been blackout drunk.
I don't think I've ever been.
I have.
Several
Well,
times.
Of course, I wouldn't fucking remember if I was.
Well, the thing is, I know what happened before I got blackout drunk, and then I know the next morning. So I know I climbed up on a roof with like these two dudes that were up on the roof saying the penis rules the roof. So I climbed up the fucking roof, and I know I fell off it. And then I know the next morning that one of those dudes was in my apartment. That's it. I got nothing between that.
Well, I guess if you fall off when you're drunk, you are drunk, so you'll be more relaxed, so you're less likely to injure yourself.
It wasn't a high roof. It was like a shed. I mean,
Still, you can injure yourself from like a 4-foot fall.
yeah, I fell on grass. It's fine.
So I got drunk. First time I got really blackout drunk, I visited my younger cousin while he was in uni. And it was me, him, and 4 other guys from like the south of Scotland. We started drinking, playing games, quarters. But it was vodka and Coke to begin with. They were aiming for me. Except my cousin, who's on my side. So we ran out of vodka and Coke. We still had vodka. We just had no Coke. And this was before I got ID, so I couldn't go to the pubs because I was baby-faced back in the day. So,
Keeping my comments to myself. Continue with your story.
So you've seen my baby pictures, Zelda?
Yeah.
You've seen my baby face.
Yes.
I was that until I was 26.
Holy
Now Zelda understands how I could not get past bouncers.
Which is funny because when I was that age, I got in, but now I get ID. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
So
I've never had that problem. Oddly
we're
enough,
talking.
Because you're like the incarnation of manliness. No one's gonna fucking card you.
So we're talking whiskey tumblers filled with whiskey, filled with vodka and Coke. Drained, all blaming on me. So I had like 5 or 6 glasses. I still remember that point. Then we decided, oh, we're out of Coke. Let's do vodka and cider.
Dude.
I apparently stood up at one point and went, excuse me, then exorcist all over the apartment. I woke up in my cousin's bed.
Oh my god.
Because that's where you landed after the jet, right?
It's not my fault. I had like people picking on me in quarters.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been blackout drunk drinking, but I did blackout one time. That was mostly drugs, actually. Me and a bunch of friends of mine, we were all fucked up one night on Coke and Valium. We've been drinking. We've been drinking too. And one of I forget who the fuck it was, had the brilliant idea. Hey, a buddy of mine's got a bunch of peyote. Let's go over to his place.
Fuck, no.
Oh yeah.
It's a little well.
No.
So yeah, went over to his place and chowed down on the fucking peyote. Started having a fuck of a good time. And it kind of fades out a bit after that. Yeah, I don't really remember.
You got
much.
blackout drunk during a hallucination.
Well, no, we had
It's
been
kind of
drinking.
unfortunate, actually. That's kind of a sad story.
Yeah, but not much. I mean, it kind of fades out for the next couple of days. After that, yeah, came around and yeah, fuck, must have had a good time. Yeah, I mean, Christ. So, cocaine, Valium, and peyote aren't really a good combination.
Well, no.
Knows, right? That sounds like they go
I'll
together.
make a note of that.
All right, guys. I am about to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed because it's daylight outside.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Go to bed.
Good night, all.
If it's
Good
daylight,
tomorrow, everybody.
you might as well stay up.
Bye.
All right, we'll see y'all later. We might as well check out too.